Thank you to the EA Creator Network for supporting me in the creation of this video. Hello everyone, welcome on in to this first look at the Royalty and Legacy expansion pack from The Sims 4. This is an early access version and this was provided to me by the EA Creator Network. It is not the final version of the game, so please keep that in mind as you're viewing this. And also all opinions about these items and this game is all my own. I was not paid to provide an opinion. So we're going to be checking out today the CAS items, the world, as well as the build buy. So come on in with me. Let's check them out and see what we're in for with the Royalty and Legacy expansion pack from The Sims 4. Okay, let's take a look at the brand new CAS from Royalty and Legacy. And just a reminder, this is not the final version of the game, so there will be, you know, things like flipping and bits and pieces that may not necessarily make the final version of the game. So let's take a look at the feminine hairs. So this is Jana Rain, and she is ready to start her dynasty. So we have this hair here, which has a beautiful long braid. I love this hair. I think it's gorgeous. I love how it's got like a little bit of decoration on the inside as well. I think it's gorgeous. This one here. And again, very sort of decorative. I feel like the hairstyles with this particular pack are quite fancy. I guess that's the best word for it. Like it's Royalty and Legacy. I mean, look at this one. It's beautiful. You can imagine this one on like very formal sort of royal occasions as well, which I think is pretty amazing. But yeah, they're very decorative. Like, you know, they've got a lot of sort of the metals and you know, like jewelry and jewels maybe through it. You know, it's beautifully done, and I think I can't see a lot of these hairstyles that I wouldn't use a lot of. So, you know, it's sort of, I think it would suit a variety of different Sims as well, which I think is really cool. I mean, look at this one. This is full on sort of princess at a gala or a ball, you know, with all the pearls and everything in there. Just gorgeous. I think it's stunning. I mean, I absolutely love this hairstyle as well, with the gold metal bands through it. I love me a ponytail, so yeah, I'm very into that one. I think it's awesome. And then we have this one here, which is actually probably one of the plainer hairstyles, and it's just beautiful and simple and elegant, you know. I think that's really cool. I can see me using a lot of that. I love, you know, sort of like giving a little bit more of a simple hairstyle. This hairstyle here actually gives me like a little bit of retro vibes, which I think is awesome. And when you sort of combine it with the clothes, you get like almost, I'm gonna say maybe a 1920s, 1930s kind of vibe from it. Like it feels very old sort of old times, old school maybe, I don't know, but definitely sort of olden times, and I think that's cool. I thought this is a really nice hairstyle, like really pretty. I love the way it's sort of upswept on the sides, and it looks really nice and gives like a little bit of volume at the top of the head, which I thought was really pretty on this one. And then this one here, I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous. Just like the design and the decoration of that, just the layers of it is just stunning. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, you can imagine like a queen just absolutely rocking that. And then this is sort of like bringing back a little bit of those metal sort of, I don't know what they're called. Sorry, I really don't know. But yeah, like the metal clasp maybe around the strands of the hair, which I think is gorgeous. And just the way it's like put up and you know, you get the little strands and bits and pieces all around the head, and just like wisps of hair around the side, just like so much detail on that. I think it's gorgeous. Let's have a wee look at the masculine hairs, and this is Earl. Hi Earl, he's our fella. So we've got 4 masculine hairstyles. I do admit I was a little disappointed with the amount of hairstyles that we had available to us for the men. Again, just the men getting a little bit, you know, short shifted. Is that the word? Short shifted? Anyway, the men didn't get as much as they could have. But I love this hairstyle. I love the way that there's like this little bit of hair sort of sticking up, and just like it feels a little disheveled like they've kind of been raking their fingers through their hair, but also it feels very designed to be disheveled, if you know what I mean. And then we have the braids sort of coming through here. Absolutely gorgeous design on that. It actually works quite nicely with this beard as well, with the way it kind of like goes around around sort of like the face. Then we have this one here with the metal going through it. So we saw a bit of metal going through the hair in the female designs, and this is the masculine version of that. And it's very cool, actually. It's definitely a lot more dressy, I feel like. And then this feels a little bit more roguish, like the piratey kind of version hairstyle. I really love this one as well. So I actually really like the men's hairstyles that we got. I just don't feel like there was enough. As always, I love to see a lot of masculine stuff, so I'm always disappointed when there isn't as much as I feel like there could be. So then let's take a look at our masculine child hairstyles, if we've got anything, and the answer is yes, we do. So I feel like these are going to be the same for masculine and feminine. Yeah, they are. So we have this version of the adult hairstyle here. Just amazing construction on that hairstyle, honestly. And then we have this version here, which is the kids version of the masculine version. And you'll notice that it's silver rather than gold, which I thought was quite an interesting touch. And then we have this one here. Again, we had that in the adults, and then this one here, again, we had this in the adults, and this is the kids version of that. Running through here, so we have that same masculine and feminine, these hairstyles running through. So let's take a look at what we've got in terms of accessories for our beautiful Sims. So headwear, we have got a lot. There's a lot of headwear in this particular pack. We've got sort of the head wraps, and as well as the tiaras and some hats as well. There are a couple of locked crowns / tiaras too, so there is progression through the noble career. You get some different headwear, which I think is awesome.
Oh!
So this is the first of the headwear. I think the design on that is stunning. I love the pattern design that we have on this, and you'll see this pattern design reflected throughout the clothing as well. So there's going to be plain swatches and there's going to be pattern swatches as well, which I think is pretty cool. And you'll be able to do like a whole complete sort of outfit with these, which I love. I love being able to mix and match. So you can sort of see the plain swatch there. I just love how it kind of looks like a rose up on the head, which I think is pretty cool. And I'm just going to go through all the head wraps first, and then we're going to have a look at the tiaras. So then this is the next one, which I think is absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful one. I love the way it's kind of wrapped around the head here, and just almost feels like an aura around their face, which I think is beautiful. And this is all sort of like mostly plain swatches running through here. Beautiful bright colors, and these should coordinate with some of the other pattern designs that we have in the clothing too. And then there's a couple of striped ones, 1, 2, and 3 with the purple running through. And then we have this little cap here, which I think is really cool. Bit of a plainer one comparative to the last two, I think, but I think it's one of those things that would be really good for everyday wear, and I like that. And again, we've got like a whole lot of striped options there, and then we've got the plainer options which have the embroidery running around the edge, which I think is cool. And then we've sort of got some contrast colors and embroidery coming through there. And then this is another head wrap here, or sort of hat. It's just, again, just like a little bit more of a simpler design, but it fits quite nicely. And I think it's got like, you know, some nice embroidery around there, and it should fit really nicely from what I remember with some of the different outfits that we have with this pack. So there's a couple of different kinds of embroidery, and we've got some plain colors as well running through. And there we go, so it's a plain. And then we have another head wrap here. And again, this is a little bit more of a simpler one. It feels a little bit more like everyday kind of wear, which I do adore. The only problem I have with this, with the headscarves, is that they're covering up all these amazing hairs sometimes. So just like it's finding those the balance between wearing the sort of the head wraps and then showing off these gorgeous hairstyles that we got the options of having in this pack. So I'm just like, oh man, I love these headscarves, but also I love the hairstyles, and I want to have both out all at once, and I can't. So I need to make decisions, and that's hard. Decisions are hard, you know. And then this is the last head wrap we have here. And it's quite a sort of bold knot at the front and then sort of plain at the back. Again, just using these same patterns and same swatches in terms of colours that we've had with the others. So they should, as I said, they should mix and match really nicely with the clothing that we have. Like these patterns here are running throughout as a theme throughout all the clothing with this pack. Okay, let's have a look at the crowns / tiaras. So this is the first one here. I wish we could get in a little bit better on the head, but anyway. So run there. I think they've got a little bit of work to do with the, you know, the clipping through the tiaras. But as I said, this isn't the final version of the game, so I'm not gonna just, you know, comment on that really, because they've still got some work to do with fixing some bits and pieces here. And there's a variety of different gems and different coloured metals as well, so it should suit a variety of different characters, I feel like, which is awesome. And then we have this little sort of princess tiara. I feel like a difference between a crown and tiara is like the crown wraps all the way around and the tiara kind of doesn't, but that's not, I don't know if that's actually true. This is just kind of how I have it in my head, but I'm probably wrong on that one. Now this one actually matches the necklace that we have for this pack, as well as the earrings. So these are the sort of the matching earrings, and this is the matching necklace right here. So there is a whole matching set for this tiara. So again, like different metals running through. We've got pinks, whites, but the actual, I think it's a shell running through the middle stays the same color. It just changes the metal running through. Okay, let's have a look at this beautiful bejeweled, I'm going to say tiara on this one. Crown tiara. You know what I'm trying to say. It's the same, well, sort of the same. But this one has, again, different metals and different gems running through it. So it's a beautiful different, you know, it can have contrast, or it can have blendy kind of. Blendy? Is that the word we're going for? It's apparently the word we're going for. But, you know, it can have like lots of different colours, or it can be similar colours, you know, that's what I'm saying. Then we have another crown here. Now this one is, I feel like this one feels like a little bit more masculine, but maybe, yeah, it just feels a little bit more masculine to me, but I think it can suit all sorts of sims, really. And again, just the same sort of thing, like lots of different metals and different jewels running through to match them. I'm hoping they fix this one, because I feel like this one's a bit loose with a lot of the hairstyles. And yeah, it just kind of sits off the head a bit. So that one I feel like needs to be a little bit resized. And then we have this sort of plainer band. Like, this is almost like a headband, but a tiara band, if you know what I mean. That's what it sort of feels like to me. It just but again, it just kind of feels like something that Queen Elizabeth wore. I'm sure she had something similar to this. I could be wrong. I'm not a royal jewel expert, but I'm just positive she had something very similar to this.
Ah.
But no expert over here. No expert. I'm lucky I can find anything in CAS, let alone know what a tiara or crown is. And then we have this beautiful one here, just jewel encrusted, diamond encrusted, one might suggest. And this has lots of different metals, but just sticking with, I believe, like the diamond encrusting on there, except with the black, where it looks like it's more pearls, and then that one there. So those are sort of darker, but the rest is sort of all the diamonds running through, which is quite interesting. That's a gorgeous one. And there are two locked ones. If you do want to unlock them, you can go testing cheats true, and it is a CAS unlock by tag EP21. And that will unlock the items that you have locked in the game, so we can just take a wee look at them. So this is one of the locked Noble Career crowns. Big gem on the front. Beautiful. Almost feel like she can do like magical power things with that gem. That's like one of those things, right? It just feels like that would be the kind of gem that would have like magic powers. That's what I think when I look at it anyway. So again, just like different colors and gems and metals. And then this is the second lock crown, and this feels like a much bigger leveled up version of that smaller one, with like the layers running across there, and again like the mega jewel in the middle. And I think this is the same sort of colors running through there. But yeah, it just feels like a lot more mega, which is Very cool. And then the last thing we need to look at for the headwear is the hat here. Again, this has that sort of 1920s feel to it, which I absolutely love. Like, it's just like this retro vibe with this pack in a couple of areas. And I'm there for it. I love it, like a really sort of sleek retro kind of vibe. And yeah, it's stylishly looks really nice, stylishly. So we've got a few different colors here, and then we have a broad, like, I'm going to the races kind of hat, you know, that kind of hat. Or I'm going to watch polo. Oh my gosh, we're going to go watch polo in this hat. Imagine if we had polo with this pack. And it like would be a cross play with the horses and ranch pack. Horses and ranch pack. Oh my god, horse ranch pack. Anyway, yeah, imagine like a polo pack that was cross play with this. Oh, that would be amazing. And then we could wear these lovely hats to polo. Oh, that would be so funny. Anyway, not happening, but still, the idea is there, right? So yeah, some contrast sort of colors and that sort of thing. I love this hat. I think it's awesome. Let's just take a look at the jewelry as well. So we already talked about this. This is the earrings that we got that has a matching necklace and matching tiara. So that comes in a variety of metals. I'll get in there a little bit closer there. But the shells in the middle do remain the same. And it's a set that has the matching necklace, and that's the same thing as well with the matching metals running throughout. And then we have the big and bold metal earrings. I love these. And again, it's the same metals running through. So you've got a variety of different metals, and these should work really nicely with a lot of the latest release packs, I think. This round one actually has some different patterns on it, which I think is awesome. So it runs through like with different metals, but the same patterns running through the metals as well. So you have a plain sort of spotty dotty, stripy circle. So plain, spotty, stripy circle running throughout. So I think that's very cool. I love the look of that one. And yeah, I love the design on this one as well with the big flat sort of triangle. Then we have this sort of smaller, less bold earring, which I think is nice. I would have liked, I think, a white version of this. I'm not sure why we didn't get a white version. We kind of got like a lot of versions of the same sort of reds, pinks, and black with the different metals. And yeah, honestly, I probably would have liked a white as well, just thrown in there. And then we have a drop earring here with gems in it, which should suit a couple of the different necklaces that we have. So we might just have a wee look at those and just see if we have like a really nice match with some of these earrings and whatnot. So we have these metal earrings, and we have a couple of beaten sort of like metal necklaces to go with those as well. So we've got this one here, and again, that'll match with the different metals running through. So the metals will remain the same in terms of the swatches running through. Or you could go with this version here. Now this necklace here I think goes with these earrings here. And the reason that I say that is because this has the matching patterns. So I thought that was great. That made me extraordinarily happy that not only do we get these beautiful earrings with the different patterns running through them, but we have a matching swatch of necklace as well. And these are beautiful and bold. And again, as I said, the metals should match throughout. So the metals should match in the tiara, to the earrings, to the necklace, and I believe the bracelets as well. So let's have a wee look at the bracelets just to see how they match. So yeah, again, should match throughout with the different metals. I think there's like a different, like this is a different swatch running through here, but I think the swatch that matches is this one here. That one there, either of those. And then that should match again with this one. Running through there, yeah. So that's sort of the metal in the earrings. Now there are, so that's the two necklaces there. There are a little bit more of the neckwear options. So this earring here matches this necklace here, and there is a matching bracelet as well, which is this one here. So there's a matching set earring. I don't think there's a matching kind of vibe with the tiaras with that. So it's kind of got different shades of the metal and sort of reds and blacks, pinks, and the golds. So it's sort of a variety in those shades. And again, I was, sort of felt like that was going to be, it kind of missed out on having the white running through. I felt like it would have been, when you look at the outfits and how you sort of coordinate the jewellery with the outfits, I felt like a white swatch would have been fantastic with that. And I'll just look at the bracelet swatch as well while we're here. There is also a couple of rings, which we'll get to in a minute, but yeah, a couple of rings, and they should work really nicely with all of this jewellery too. So the fact that they've got some really nice jewellery and it coordinates just makes me super happy. So other jewellery that we have that doesn't have so much with the matching earrings, although these might match. We have this one here, so that's not going to match that, and that has sort of like, sort of like a little bit more of your natural beads running through, and a variety of different colours. This is actually quite sweet. And then this one here is like choker. Like, I kind of felt like this one almost felt like a little bit more teen in nature, in terms of like the vibe of it, like having your sort of like bejeweled joker, bejeweled choker, and the this one sort of matches the drop earrings that we've got there. I'll just see a little bit about the colours. Yeah. So that's going to match that. So if you are looking for a little match set there, I mean, that's gonna do the job. And then we have this one here, which is just a little bit, feels like a little bit more like a Mia getting a is out in his full regalia and is wearing his big bold necklace kind of thing. I don't know, it's just what that reminded me of. And I think this kind of works with those earrings as well, maybe. Yeah, like those earrings there, it can work with those too. So those drop earrings are actually quite flexible with a few of the different necklaces. So again, I think it works quite nicely with this necklace here, which is a pearl choker. Got a little clasp at the back. Didn't really look at the back of that one either. So the pearl clasp, I think this is a little bit more classic, and it just felt like a little bit more of an older style, but that's not necessarily the case. Maybe it's more a younger son that likes a classic style. It could work with that as well. But I thought that was quite nice. I would have loved like a pearl bracelet to go with that. And then we have these larger jewels here, I think for a very special occasion, and again these work with the drop earrings too. So those drop earrings will work with a variety of necklaces, which I think is really awesome, but there isn't any matching bracelet, I don't believe. No. There are a couple of headscarves. Now this headscarf I felt like was actually a really good match with this hairstyle here, and sort of that styling there, sort of like that coastal chic upscale retro kind of vibe, maybe a little bit air hostess as well. But yeah, this comes in like some beautiful sort of soft colors, which I thought was really nice, and does really work with some of the nice outfits. And then we have the pattern version as well. So these are the patterns that, as I said, that are going to be running throughout this pack, that you'll see time and again, because they sort of use them over in a variety of different ways, which I think is awesome. And we also have one set of glasses. So there is a bit of clipping with this at the moment, so hopefully they'll fix that. But I think they're really nice. Again, just got that retro kind of vibe about them, sort of the classic retro, if that makes sense. And there's a tortoiseshell swatches, which I love. I love tortoiseshell. And then you've got the plainer swatches as well. And I feel like the colours do coordinate really nicely with the colours that we do have running through this pack. And then we have the eye patch. Only one swatch of that, no other colour, just the black. But if you want to go a little bit piratical, you've got the option there with an eye patch, which I think is really cool. And then we have a few different masquerade ball masks. So I'm going to change the hairstyle to this. And we have 5 different styles of masquerade mask. And they are spectacular. Like, look at the detailing on that with the pearls and like the leaves and everything like that coming out in the way that it's kind of been put together. I think that's gorgeous. And again, just like, it feels like, you can almost imagine like a mermaid in those. It just feels like, something like a kind of under the sea, right? I feel like that's really cool. Some very lovely colours. And you can go darker, lighter, brighter. Then we have this mask here, which is very spectacular and actually matches the earring set here. Earrings, and we've got the necklace as well. So, and the tiara could go in behind that, but I feel like a tiara and a mask might be a lot. But you know, you never know. Go for it, I say, if you feel like wearing a tiara and a mask. And these kind of match, because it is metallic, they do match the metals that we have running throughout with a few other extra kind of metals on there. And I feel like they would work really nicely with one of the dresses that we have that has like the sort of the metal armor on it. That would be really awesome. And then we have this beautiful lace mask. There's a couple of versions of this. The detailing on this with the little gems and everything through there is really quite lovely. I don't feel like I'm going to be using a lot of masks, but I feel like for this pack, and with formal wear, I want to have like a couple of options with formal wear where we wear, you know, maybe a masquerade version as well as a, you know, a non-masquerade version. I feel like that's going to be, you know, something fun to put together in CAS. And then this is the slightly bigger lace version. You know, it goes a little bit higher up through here, a little bit more detail, covers a little bit more of the face. And the same sort of colours. Again, I love the colours. I think they're really well chosen and really do suit the vibe of the pack, which is nice. And then we had this simple one, which kind of looks like a superhero one. I feel like I'm about to go save the day, but it has like, I don't know, almost like a Venetian feel, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm not a mask expert or a Venetian expert at all, but I feel like just that little bit of the nose poking out. The way that that's been done just like makes me think Venetian, but I don't know why. Maybe, no, I don't know why. It was just a vibe I got, but it's a very cool mask, but it does have like those superhero vibes. So with the makeup, I was a little disappointed. We sort of only got one makeup, and I don't really get it. Oh, that's for behind mask, is it? Oh, yeah. So that's for behind mask. Okay, now I get it. But there's only one color. So, again, I don't really get it. Oh, boy. Anyway. Alright, well, it is what it is. But that's the only kind of makeup that we got for this pack. So, in terms of the hand accessories, we've got a ring. So, this is sort of like a signet ring is probably the best way for me to put that. Oh, I know. We'll do it now. There we go. So, this is the signet ring here. Actually, that should match the drop earrings and the necklaces that we got in terms of the jewels and the color of the metals. So I feel like the ring is matching that set, which I think is awesome. And then we have these rings here, which are sort of a set of 3 and they're metal. So again, they should match the metal jewelry that we had available. So that has the metals here available. So why didn't that show me like these over here when I did that? Okay. Oh, look, zoomed in. There we are. Show you different, and it's got like different pictures on the signet as well. So like anchor, like a compass, and a llama, and a seahorse. I think maybe. So there's different patterns on the signet ring as well, which I think is cool. And we also have some beautiful gloves. So this is the lace version, which should match the lace that we got with the masquerade masks. So that should be matching with that sort of vibe. You wanted to match your mask to your gloves. And then we have a second glove, which is this one here. It has a little poofy sleeve on the end of it. And that comes in a variety of plainer swatches, which and also a little bit brighter, so it should match some of the clothing that we have throughout this pack quite nicely. So the gloves, and we also have some matching lace tights. Same swatches again with these. And we have some socks. They are just in blue. Strangely enough, the masculine ones here, and I don't know whether or not this is a glitch or whatever, but they are in white as well. So the guys get them in blue and white. They have exactly the same jewellery as the females. Let's have a look at the masculine headwear and accessories. So for headwear, we have basically got the same as the females. Let's have a look at our accessories. So again, this is all, it's all unisex. And it's just purely the green one there that we got with the feminine as well. So nothing masculine specific, which is a letdown for me.
Ah.
It really is. I would have loved that. We didn't check the bracelets for the guys, but I don't think there's anything new there. No, nothing new there for the guys. Now let's have a wee look at the kids, what the kids got. I assume it's going to be very much the same. So yeah, so the 2 locked Noble Career Crowns as well as this one here. And that is, okay, we've got a few more for the female. Great. That's for the masculine. And then for the feminine, we got the little tiara there, the crown, the hat, and another little tiara there too. I believe the kids have just the socks. Yes. So first up, let's take a look at the feminine tops. So we have this one here, which is kind of like a shaped corset, I guess, is the best way to... I'm not a clothing expert, so please don't have any expectation that I know what I'm talking about. I can tell you what I like and what I don't like. So there we go. I actually really like the cut of it. I like how it comes in with like a little belted section as well. It just makes it a little bit more fitted, which I like. And again, these are going to be the patterns that we're going to see throughout this pack. And I feel like they're sort of leaning into the sort of African sort of vibe. And then we have a cinched jacket. I love this jacket. I think it's gorgeous. I love the way that the belt's been done around there. I'm not sure why the belt's so oversized and that they have to loop it around, but apparently they do. But it looks really, I don't know, just there's something super stylish. And we were talking a little bit about how there's that retro hairstyle. And I feel like that sort of like suits that vibe, like the retro hairstyle and like the scarf around there, and then, you know, the jacket there as well. And then we have the pattern version of that, exactly the same, running through, but this has all the patterns running through in the slightly brighter colours and the plain swatches as well. So running through there. And then we have a beautiful sort of plain shirt. Nice and shaped to the body, and this actually comes in some beautiful soft pastels and then some slightly bolder jewel tones here at the bottom. Then we have this beautiful, I love this is like a little gingham sort of style top, and this would be super cute, I feel like, on teens. And one of the things that I actually quite liked about this pack was that the it feels like they've thought about like the different ages here. Like it feels like there's some things that are going to be good for elders, for your adults, and then like your teens as well within this sort of adult range. And then this is a little bit more of like a cute little bodice again. And you've got the crisscross around the back with the tightening sort of side of things, and different colors again, just going into the jewel tones. And then we have some pastels as well, which can, you know, be like, you know, younger and sweeter. So then we have a halter top, which we have the pattern version of. And then it's got all the patterns there. I really like the cut of this, actually. I think it's really nice. Suits her quite lovely. So there we go. And then we have actually quite a little interesting feature on the side there. It has like the zips running up on both sides, which I thought was interesting. Then we have this one here, which I believe will probably be unisex if I've got any inkling about these things. So pretty plain, just basic plain shirt running through there, and that's all in those patterns that you're probably going to become very familiar with throughout this. Then this again, this feels like it's going to be unisex, kind of the loose t-shirt underneath an open shirt vibe. I feel like I'm about to go bowling with this one. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting with that. And then we have the pattern version of our little skimming one. Now we have a pattern version of that. And just running through all those patterns. So this whole sort of like groups of these like patterned outfits, which I think is awesome. And then we had our plain shirt, and now we've got our pattern version of that exact plain shirt. So the different patterns running through here. And then this is the plain version of the pattern one that we had. So there's plain versions, pattern versions. You're getting the vibe of this, right? And it's going to be the same running through, I think, the bottoms as well. And then that's sort of like your soft pastels and stuff, which I think is lovely. So let's have a wee look at the bottoms for the females. So we have some beautiful pants. I thought the cut on these was absolutely lovely. So, and again, matchy. So if you want to do that whole matching pattern thing, then you've got the ability to do that, or you can go with like the plain swatch just to match in with it as well. And the plain swatch is in white and black. We have the matching shorts. So this is our sort of only, we don't have a lot of casual wear, I feel like, in this pack, but this is one of the more casual items in the pack. There's nothing that really screams a lot of athletic wear on this one. Then we have this beautiful skirt. So that should work really nicely with like the likes of your plain shirt there. If you want to go a little bit more fancy and patterned, but that's sort of the matchy thing going on there. And then we have our little gingham shorts. So again, they should work with this. And they're a nice plain cut, but they are cute and do work really nicely. I think they're super cute, actually. And there's a few different colours in that, and then the plain swatches as well. So you can do like plain dark blue with the gingham top, which I think is really cute. Okay, and then we have the patterned pants. So those are pretty plain and simple, but I think the detailing in that is basically the pattern, right? And this is the familiar pattern sequence that you're going to see throughout this. Plain black and white, and then a whole lot of patterns. Then we have a nice, simple, high slit skirt. So it's like, you know, fairly tight skirt, but I think it's one of those skirts that's going to be flexible with a whole lot of the tops that we have with this pack, which is nice. And the plain colours work really nicely. Like you made that with the pattern top. Beautiful. Or you could go for the longer striped version. So this is the same as this one here, but it has the patterns on it. Pattern version, and then we have the pattern shorts. So this is sort of the gingham shorts, and then we have the pattern shorts that match those. Same cut. And then we have the slit skirt. Again, this is the same as this one here, but with the patterns on it. And then there is a skirt. This feels, again, like quite coastal. Very cutesy. Would be great on a teen, I think, as well. But I can see this on adults too. I love the little metal detailing on the front of that. I think that's really nice. So we've got some really good colours and, yeah, different options there with the bottoms. I think that's quite lovely. Quite a nice selection. So that leads us to our full body stuff. What have we got here? This is where the money's at. This is what we want to see, right? So we have a schoolgirl's outfit. I'm not entirely certain of the relevance of this, but it does match the socks. Yeah, I'm not too sure how the schoolgirl kind of thing plays into it, but it's a cute outfit. I like it. It's very Gossip Girl. So, thumbs up to that. Then we have a beautiful onesie pantsuit type thing. I'm not a fashion expert, so there we go. I don't know all the names for things, but I do my very best. So we have a striped version. So this is all sort of the pattern version of the striped suit. I don't think there's a plain version of this. So there are a few more plainer swatches with this, which is nice. But the pattern ones are quite cool as well. I just would love to be able to have the option to put a jacket on and off with this. Oh, how good would that be? Then we have this outfit here. Now, only one swatch in this as well. This, I believe, is like a thief outfit or a robber outfit or something like that. It just looks a little bit thiefy, but it's gorgeous. I'm not sure, again, how this plays into things, but anyway, we have it. And then we have, first up, one of our beautiful dresses. Look at this. I love like the layering of this, and it's got there's the little towel underneath, and it feels like petals falling down. This feels quite like a youthful style, so, you know, I could definitely picture this on teens. But it's certainly super pretty on an adult as well, gotta say. And I love all the different colours, like how you can have like sometimes a contrast or it just kind of blends quite nicely, but that's very pretty. I like it. Then we have this sort of wraparound style dress, which again sort of matches the vibe that we had. It's not really wraparound, it kind of looks wraparound, but it's not exactly wraparound. I don't know. vaguely wraparound. But you know, kind of matches some, you know, some of the plainer styles that we had with the separates as well, with like the slit skirt and the button-down shirt. So there's sort of like a plainer version there, and I think that would work with like a variety of different Sims, but you know, someone who's really into the more classic look. Then we have a tuxedo, which I think is very cool. Got the tails. There we go. If you're not into dresses, you can do the tuxedo look, and it has a variety of colors, which is pretty amazing. Loving the colors. We can go pastels, we can go jewel tones, we can go basic black and white. It's got a beautiful big cummerbund and the layers of the jacket and the vest underneath as well, and it works quite nicely with the jewellery. Then we have this beautiful plain dress here. It's got a really nice cut to it. I think the beauty in this is the cut, and again, you know, it's got those sort of classic vibes about it, and pastel and jewel tones. Then we have the gingham dress. We had the gingham tops and bottoms, and now we've got the gingham dress. I don't know why, I just feel like this is a little long, but then again, I do quite like, I like the style of it. It's nice. Maybe I'm just thinking a little bit too country. I don't know why, but it looks really nice in the plainer swatches as well. And then we have this another plainer dress here. So these feel like they would be perhaps like a little bit more of maybe the queen and princess everyday wear when you've got the plainer swatches, and then you can go into the more decorative swatches when you go into, you know, your nighttime vibe. But I think that's nice. Plain, simple, lovely. We have this now. This is the dress that we saw on the cover of the Royalty and Legacy expansion pack. You know, it's in the yellow, but it does come in a variety of different swatches. The yellow is certainly very dramatic, though. I mean, I love the yellow against the dark skin. It's beautiful. Just that contrast. Oh, stunning. But yeah, the beautiful patterns on this. Like, I love like the patterns on you know, the different colors running through here, and then you've sort of got your more bold patterns, and then you've got your plains as well. So gorgeous dress. I love the shoulder there and the way that it sort of shapes around, and the cutouts as well. Feels very fashion forward, that one, for a royal, you know. And then we have this one here. I like this. It's got quite a lot of texture and pattern and design to it. And the sleeves are very interesting. Like, I feel like this is a very interesting piece. And it's reminding me of something, and I'm not quite sure what it is. But it's almost, I don't know, almost futuristic in design. You know? But not at the same time. But I love the way that the gold kind of loops around the chest area. And like when there's a contrast stitching on it as well. I think those are probably my favourite swatches, are the ones with the contrast switching, you know, stitching on it. But it's a really lovely dress. Then we have this one here, which is a little bit more of a tighter one. This one feels a little bit more, I don't know, I just sort of thought this would suit an older quite nicely. I think, you know, a younger sim could really pull this off as well, but yeah, it does have an not sure about that swatch. An older slightly look to it, but it's how you style it, really, isn't it? But you know, I actually really love the black and white version of this. I thought that was really cool. Just the way they did some of the striping. Like, some of the striping I didn't love so much. Like, this just feels like a weird face peeping at you, you know? It's the kind of the sleepy eyes and then the face. So I don't love that one. I think it looks a little better with the plainer cups on there. Anyway, and then we have this very much is a Romeo and Juliet style dress, right? We have the Monties and the Caps coming back in this pack, and this feels very, very, oh my god, is Juliet a Capulet or a Montague? Capulet, I think. Yeah, it feels very Juliet-esque, you know? Very romantic and pretty. Yeah, definitely got sort of like an Elizabethan-ish sort of vibe to it. And yeah, I just think it's gorgeous. Such a gorgeous little dress. So then we have this one here, which feels like it's a little bit more of, you know, you're a negotiating piece or like a diplomatic sort of style outfit. that's sort of the vibe. Or again, like quite probably good for elders as well. I love the colors of this, and I think the design just feels quite rich and dramatic. I like the stripes less on this because I feel like one of the features is really this design coming down, and then we sort of get to the plainer swatches. It's a lot more casual, but I feel like it's really missing that design down the front, and yeah, I wish that had it. Then we have, again, going back to a little bit more of a casual dress, and this is the same one that we've already looked at with the drop back. We had the plain version of that, which is this one here. So that's the plain version, and we have the pattern version. So that's going to be the case throughout. With this, it's going to be plains and pattern versions. Then we have this one here, which has, this just reminds me of the 80s, with the flare out from the waist. And that was very much a big thing, having the sort of the flare up from the waist dresses. The neckline of this is quite interesting with the square. I don't dislike it at all. I think it's actually quite a fancy little outfit. I could absolutely see some of my elders in this. Again, I feel like, you know, there was some thought put into outfits that really do lean into a particular age group. But I think, again, I mean, you could get away with any sort of sim in this. It just depends on how you style it. Like, I love the black and whites. There's some of these pattern ones, like, I think are really cool as well. I actually really like these pattern ones too. So I like that a lot. I absolutely can see me using that on my Sims. Then we have the pattern version of our plain sort of semi-wrap dress. So running through there. And that has the variety of patterns as we're getting used to. There we go. So then we have the pattern version of our dress here. So it had the buttons running down the front and the cinched waist, and then we've got the pattern version of that. Now this pattern dress here, this is one that we don't have a plain version of. It's got, like, you know, kind of that shoulder detail, like a little flap running through there. The way that it's kind of cut is quite interesting, and I think is a big feature of this dress. I feel like, you know, with royals, it needs to be quite fashion forward in a way without being overly so. So you're going to kind of strike that really good balance of fashion forward versus, being a little bit too avant-garde. This cut of this dress, like the way that the back has been done with the little detailing there, and the way it just kind of like really cups isn't the right word, but really surrounds the back and really just makes the back such a highlight. And then we have all this design on the front, is just stunning. It's kind of got almost like a sheer effect, I think, through there. Almost, not quite. But some beautiful different colours, and again quite rich and luxe with the gold running through there. And then we have this dress here. Again, this has a very Juliet, Montague, Romeo and Juliet kind of vibe to it. It just feels a little bit younger and super pretty. We've got all of that sort of gold embroidery running through, so, you know, we've got that rich kind of royal feel, and we're running in pastels as well as jewel tones, and then your monotone black and whites. I'm going to come back to the swimwear. We're going to go through the dresses first, I think. And then we have this beautiful strapless gown here, again with the embroidery on it. We've gone with black rather than the gold embroidery, which I think is pretty amazing. And then we've got some contrast colours running through a couple of those dresses, and a little bit of coordination as well with the blacks and the whites. And then, yeah, that with the black. Then we have this dress here. So this is the dress that I was talking about that had the armor that would suit that face mask so well with all the metalwork on it. Yeah, that's awesome. This feels like the Queen is going to war. This is the vibe that I'm getting from this. This is definitely fantastical, and I can absolutely see this working with the fairies, with the spellcasters, the vampires. This is our occult, fantastical kind of dress. It just looks like we're going to war, and it just looks amazing. I kind of wish we had more accessories to go with it, but I'm surprised we got this at all. It's gorgeous. Then we have this beautiful gown here. I love the fact that we've kind of got that tulle effect on the outside. I think that's gorgeous. And again, just like keeping up with the theme of the gold embroidery running through. Beautiful cut on the bodice as well. And sticking with the jewel tones in this one. And then there's some plainer non-embroidered versions as well. I think I prefer the embroidered versions, but I feel like it's nice to have those options of non-embroidered as well for different occasions. And then we have this dress here, which again just reminds me a little bit more occult, a little bit more fantastical. And, you know, just because of the scale is on there, I'm just going instant mermaid with that. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Okay, so that leaves us with our swimwear. So this is the first of our swimwear. Quite frankly, I love this. Just the cut of it is beautiful. And again, it just suits some of that retro vibe that we've got running through this pack. That belt with a little bit of jewellery around it, the gemstones and the gold is stunning. And I'm just absolutely there for it. I just love the way that that's been done. We have a second swimsuit here, which again is absolutely gorgeous. I love the little tie, the back. Oh, the back is just chef's kiss, beautiful. Very low cut, gorgeous, gorgeous, all the way through. And this is our pattern version, basically, of the swimsuit. That gold, oh, so good. And I actually think the patterns are absolutely stunning with the cut of this. So that is a gorgeous, gorgeous swimsuit. We do have some sleepwear as well. So this is the first of the sleepwear. So this is a lingerie, lace on the edges, little slit up the side, little strings down the side there, nice cut on the back. And I like the detail of the wrinkling around there as well. And it comes in a variety of sort of colours. Again, that's going into the pastels and the jewel shades. So that's sort of like your fancier lingerie. Then you have your PJs. They look silky and comfortable. Definitely a lot more casual than lingerie, for sure. And then that's running through. We've got the pastels with that. And then going into your jewel tones as well. And then our last little bit of sleepwear is this saucy number right here. So this is definitely going for a little bit more of the gorgeous lingerie look. And we've got this in a variety of colours, which I think is very cool. And there's a couple of different designs. So this has like your embroidery on it, and then you've got a plainer look as well through the middle, and going pastel as well as the jewel tones. So let's have a look at the footwear. So we have some flats. So I think they're nice. They've got a nice sort of crissy-cross feature. There's also some pattern designs coming through, and plain swatches, and pattern. So a variety of different colours there, so she'll work with a variety of outfits. We have some heels. They're plain, but they're nice. I like that they're quite high. I wouldn't want to walk around in them personally all day, but they are gorgeous. There are a couple of swatches as well that have a sort of a ombre look to them. So with the red into the white, and then we've got the blue into the darker blue, and then the black into the grey. I love those. Those are my fave, for sure. Just, oh, yes. Then we have another flat, and this is more of a sandal, fancy sandal at that. Those are cool, and those are sort of like your metallic-y kind of tones in that. And then we've got a beautiful red and black. Then we have another pair of flats. Sort of flats. They're heeled flats, if that makes sense. So they've got a little bit of a heel to them, but they're not too high. And I think they could work with a variety of different ages, these ones. They're quite interesting. Black and white. And then we have these more decorative heels. Again, like a really nice sharp heel. And a bit more decoration around the side, front of them. With the kind of leaf thing going on. I feel like, most of the dresses some of the ball dresses anyway, you don't really get to see the feet so much, but these are more, I feel like, for those shorter dresses, which may be a little bit more casual. Okay, well, that's a look. Let's put her in. There are a couple of styled looks as well. So we have the pencil prints.
Ooh. Oh, Zimzy.
And we have full body outfits. Yes, that's full body outfits there. Which, you know, I thought there could have been more of those given to us, but it is what it is. So let's have a look at our masculine wear. So I will skip over the unisex stuff just because there's quite a bit of it. But, oh, there's no, actually, you know what? There's only one. There's only two unisex outfits for the tops. So that's not too bad. So first up, we have this tucked jersey, which I think is really cool. T-shirt underneath. Simple, but it looks good. I like that. And then you go into the different swatches, and it's less simple because we've got embroidery, and it's amazing the difference embroidery makes. Like suddenly he's very royal. So he can be simple, laid back. You know, maybe he's out keeping a low profile, and then he's like wearing this, and he's definitely less low profile. Then we have this beautiful shirt jacket combo. Got his little matching pocket square there as well, open. So, you know, it's not definitely in the formal side of things. He's maybe had a few nectars and is feeling a little bit more relaxed. But I love the pastel versions of these as well. And then we've got a striped version underneath, which is just gorgeous. Love it. We have something a little bit for the colder wear. So this is, I think that's maybe a cravat or a scarf underneath his jersey with the jacket. Running through there. And a few different colours in that. I just really love those pastel shades. And then we go into sort of the coastal colours and the blues and then the black and white. Then we have an open shirt, stripey, saucy little opening there, tight around the body. Oops. And we've got 4 different striped colours, and then we've got the plain and the pastels, and then the dark blue and the white. There is a striped version of this as well. A pattern version of this shirt as well. Just this one here. And then the bright colours. So then we have our tuxedo kind of top there. I like the chain feature there. The vest. So got our little bow tie there. So that's nice and simple. Different versions of that. And different colours. And I like how we've got like the version of the black tie buttons, etc. And then we've got the white ties and buttons. I think that's thoughtful. Then we have this. It feels like we're going to a diplomatic event or something in this. So I feel like that's very, very royal. It's got that specific sort of royal vibe about it. Particularly with like the little pin on it. I love the embroidered version of the vest. I think that's really nice. And just adds like that little bit more detail and richness to it. Black and the white's stunning as well. We do have the pattern version of this as well. A separate one. It's the pattern version of that. Then we have this jacket here, which is big and bulky. I'm less of a fan of this one just because it is quite big and bulky. And it does feel a little bit like we're going to be going to band practice. That's just my feeling on it. We don't really have the whole band thing here, but I've seen enough American movies and stuff like that to look at this and go, band practice. It's kind of cool, but also, yeah, just this bit here just makes me go band, and it's just quite wide. So if I was going sort of fancy ball stuff, I'd probably go with something like that instead, but it's not bad. It's just okay. Then we have our unisex tops, which is this one here, which is the open shirt with the t-shirt, and then we have this one here, so we looked at these on the feminine form. And then we have the jacket with the bow tie and vest underneath. So this is the pattern version of this one here. Pattern version. And the different patterns on there. And then this is the pattern version of this one here. Running through. And the patterns on there. So that's the tops that we got. I actually quite like them. I think the selection that we got is good, but I always want more when it comes to the men. Okay, so let's take a look at, I'm just leaving them shirtless for the pants so we can see the details on that. So we got these shorts, which is what we saw on the females. So again, that's unisex. And we got these pants, which are unisex as well. We also saw those on the females. So we got 3 kinds of pants for the guys. So this is actually Yeah, it's a little different. Okay, so we've got 3 kinds of pants for the guys. So this is the stripy coastal look. I love the detailing on the buckles. I think that's really nice with the metal. Just adds that luxe kind of upper class vibe, you know. And there's plainer swatches in there, a whole lot of different colours. The reason for that, I believe, is just to mix and match with all the tops that we have in the different shades. So you can sort of see the whole palette that the that the EP has used. I think in these pants. They're nice. They're sort of like the 3/4, cuffed vibe down the bottom. It's not quite 3/4, but like the cuffed ankle. Then we have these shorts. I love these shorts so much. I'm gonna give him a little bit of a butt. Oh yeah. There we go. He's got himself a butt. The belt, the little detailing there, the stripe. It just feels like we're gonna go boating in Cape Cod for the day, or somewhere. I don't know, somewhere in the coast of somewhere in Europe. It just feels like we are about to go boating. Either way, wherever it is, we're going boating. Just the styling of this is really gorgeous. It looks linen, and I think that's really nice. Then we have our next pants here. Now they have a stripe down the side and a bit of detailing on the back. I'm not fond of the stripe down the side for me personally. I don't know how you guys feel about a stripe, but I'm not in love with a stripe. But I think they would work quite nicely with the tuxedo tops. So I think that's kind of the idea of them, is to have like them matching with, your tuxedo tops there. But yeah, that's just a personal preference. I'm just not into stripes down pants in general. So yeah, that's just me. So let's take a look at our full body outfits. So we have this one here. I feel like this is the match to the schoolgirl uniform that we had on the feminine form, and this is like the masculine sort of school uniform. That's the vibe that I'm getting there. And then we have the same version again for the masculine thief outfit. It's quite interesting. So then we have this outfit here. Feels like maybe a little bit sort of like dressy casual for meetings and that sort of thing. Definitely got those royalty kind of vibes, but a little bit more casual. And there's different embroidery around the collar and the pocket, which I think is quite cool, and some nice colours in there. And I'm going to come back to the sleepwear, so let's have a look at the tuxedo. So this is sort of the masculine version of what we got with the feminine side of things. The feminine version is, yeah, a little different, but it's got, it's not so much going on there, whereas the guys obviously have the cravat and everything going in through there, but same sort of cut, same vibe, but a masculine version. And then running through there, oh look, there is the other version there as well with the open. Yeah, so that's the one that the females got. Okay, so that's the unisex one. Righto. And then we have this one here. This feels like, we're going to a formal lunch or something. Maybe not for evening wear, but definitely for a little bit more of a formal occasion. And we've got a few different options here with colours. I don't really love that so much. It's probably my least favourite suit. It feels a bit bulky again. Then we have this one here, which is the winter wear. We didn't get any really winter wear with the females, but we did with the males. It's a little confusing, but anyway, I like it. I like it a lot. I love the scarf. I love the jacket, the long line jacket, the pants, the top underneath, with the embroidery. It's really rich and upscale. I love these lighter colours, and then you've got the plain blacks and whites as well, if you want to be a little bit more down low with, or down low key. That's the word I'm going for. Low key with the embroidery. And then we have this one here. This feels like we're at a royal event for sure. It's almost got like a, I don't know, I just sort of like, I'm just going sci-fi. I don't know why. Just like that sweeping side thing. It's just like such a different cut. It just almost has like a futuristic vibe to me, but maybe I just have no idea what I'm talking about, which is entirely possible. But we've got a whole lot of different colours in this, which I think is really cool. And I actually quite like the cut of it and the embroidery on it as well. It's just something different. I think I like the plain less. I feel like the embroidery really kind of pulls that together, but it is quite nice. Then we have this one here. Again, just feels a little bulky around the shoulders to me, but maybe it's just me being fussy about bulky shoulders. I don't know. Maybe he just needs to tone down on his shoulder workouts. But I like the cut of it. It's quite nice. I can feel this being like quite nice on some maybe an elderly gentleman. It could work quite nicely. We had this one here. I think we had the feminine version of that. So that was the feminine version of that, and then we've got the masculine version. So it is quite different actually. When you look at them side by side, there's quite a significant difference. There's a lot of detailing in terms of the fabric and the way that that's kind of been manipulated, I think, particularly around the sides. It just makes me think of Star Wars, and you know, they have those really long political meetings and those I don't know, what Star Wars were they? They were ones with Natalie Portman in it. It's been a while since I've seen them. I haven't seen the last Star Wars movies. Anyway, it's giving me Star Wars vibes. I don't know why. Maybe Star Wars like took some you know, inspiration from African culture. It's definitely got African vibes for sure. Just kind of that's where my brain went when I saw it, and I just said, oh, it feels like a political meeting in Star Wars. And then we have this one here. So this is the second winter wear outfit that we got with the men. I think that's gorgeous. So this is kind of like the patterned version, but yeah, it's definitely the patterned version of that, which I think is really cool. It's just, it feels like quite a different vibe because of the patterns. They feel like two completely different outfits.
Ooh.
And then we have this one here, which is quite cool actually. I like the pattern on that and the way that the pattern's been done around the edges there. That adds like a real fancy kind of tone to it. And I think this is the version of one of these. But again, it looks quite different with the way that they've used the patterns on it. Oh, look at that with the white pattern in there. Oh, lovely. I think that's the same as... Maybe not. I was thinking... No, definitely not. Okay. New one. So there's actually quite a few different fall outfits for the guys, which is nice. We do have some sleepwear. This is nice. I like it a lot. I love the pattern jacket, the scarf, just the pants. It just feels like less sleepwear, more sort of loungewear, you know? They're kind of lounging around their apartments, their prints, you know? And they kind of... Because you wouldn't sleep in that robe, right? But you would lounge around the place in it. And, you know, show off your cool abs because you've got nothing better to do as a... Just kidding. Nothing better to do than work out. I'm joking. I know princes do things. Okay, and then we've got the pattern version of that sleepwear outfit. Yeah, that's really nice. I love that one there. I think that's very cool. And I actually quite like these pattern ones here. I think they look really nice too. Actually, that's very cool with the red. And then the guys have the unisex pajamas there too. They don't have any bottoms, however. Like just sleepwear bottoms. So that is our outfits for the guys. In terms of accessories, as I said, we've got our jewellery, unisex, and then the socks, which are unisex, except the guys get one more colour in the sockies. And for the shoes, they get these same sandals, which were the unisex ones that we had. And these same ones here, same the unisex, and they had like the different little patterns on it. Then the guys get, I'm going to call these Spandrels. Spandrels? Boat shoes? Or whatever you want to call them. I think they're called Spandrels. I love the pattern along the bottom of these. I think they're fantastic. I think we did need like a pair of boots with this set, to be honest, for the guys, because I feel like some of these pants would actually work, you know, nicely with boots. But I love boots on a guy. You know, just like the short ankle boots. These are a little bit more casual, and then you have the slippers. So these I'm assuming are for your formal events. You wear your dancing slippers. But yeah, I do feel like they were missing a pair of boots for this. You know, some nice fancy boots that would work with some of the you know, different style pants and that sort of thing. I'll put a pair of pants on and show you what I mean. So we have like you know, outfit there, because of the way that the pants, you know, fall. They're all around that sort of height, and it would have just, you know, because we don't have a lot of sock options. We've got blue and we've got white. It's actually quite difficult to make the shoes look good, for me anyway. So let's take a look at the kids and what we got in terms of the kids clothing. So for the tops, we got one shirt, and that's that cute little shirt there. Lots of different patterns, and the plain black and white. That's sort of the kid version of the button down. We got one pair of shorts for the bottoms. And again, that's just the same patterns running through. So that's sort of our masculine clothes. And for the full outfit, so we got the school outfit. So that's the kid version of that. We got the diplomatic meeting outfit, which is what I'm going to call that. And that comes in the plain swatches and then the patterns there. And then we had this, which is like a little military one. Now, this is cool. I like this. And, you know, I could absolutely see the kids wearing these at, you know, very special diplomatic sort of events or at balls, which I'm assuming kids don't go too much to. But, you know, maybe it's the pre-dinner. I don't know. But this is very fancy for kids. And I feel like it goes nicely with them wearing a crown, which I think is very cool. So nice to see something else there. We just have the blue socks. That's our only accessory for kids. And then for shoes, we have the same flatwear there that we got for the adults. The same Spandrels that the guys had. And then the same slippers for the balls as well. See, that kind of works with the blues and the whites, right? So let's have a look at the child female side of things. So we got the unisex top, which we saw on the guys. And we got a cute little halter, crop top, halter top. With the frills coming down, which I think is super cute. I actually haven't looked at the kids stuff, so this is all new to me. Again, with the different patterns. I love that purple pattern running through and the plain ones as well. That's really cute. I like that. Okay, and then we've got the same version, but in the gingham. Oh, nice. Well, like that. And then the plains as well. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. And then, so what have we got in the bottom? So in the bottoms, we've got the unisex ones, which are these ones here. And then we've got a pair of 3/4 pants with the little frill down the bottom. And that comes in like all the pattern stuff. Oh, that's cute. And then we've got the gingham version of that. Okay, nice. So you can have like a little matchy outfit like that. Oh, that's super sweet. Okay, love that. And then for full outfits, we have the schoolgirl outfit. Okay, so that makes sense. And I still don't understand the whole school thing. Like, there's not really a school there, but maybe there's a school with gameplay. I don't know that, but interesting. I'm intrigued by that. And then we have like a cool little dress. Sweet little bow at the back. Nice. I quite like the way that the sleeves have been done and the textures on that. It's nice. I feel like I would want like maybe a little bit of embroidery on this. Just to, you know, lift it a level. And then we have this one here. This looks like nightwear to me. So that looks like a cute little sleepwear. But let's just see. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would that be sleepwear or a dress? It just looks like sleepwear to me, but I feel like it could possibly be a dress as well. Just it's this little bit here with the embroidery and the bows. That's the bit that's giving me very sleep vibes. And then look at this cute little dress. Oh, and it's got like the matching shell belt from like the jewellery that Mum wears. I love the little cut of this, the sleeves, the tulle underneath, and yeah, that's gorgeous. I love that. That's so cute, and we've got all the patterns running through there. And the plainer ones. That's really gorgeous. Okay, so let's see. Accessory wise, we've only got socks, and shoe wise, we've got the version of the adults that we had. In the flats, but just a slightly, you know, it's a bit more flatter, and then we've got the unisex ones there. Oh, Oh, that's super cute. Okay. So let's see what we've got in the way of toddlers, if we've got anything. So we've got no toddler tops, one full body for toddlers, and no toddler bottoms. Okay. So the only thing we got for toddlers is the full body there, in terms of the clothing. I mean, that's super cute. It kind of, it does look like something a royal kid would wear. It absolutely does, like almost like a little sailor kind of ish vibe to it, almost. I mean, that's cute, but I wish we got more. Accessory wise, nothing, and shoe wise, okay, we got a pair of shoes. Nice. Is that right? Yes. Okay, so we got masculine. These are masculine shoes. We did get a feminine shoe as well. So that's them there. Oh, I'm glad we got a couple of pairs of shoes, because I feel like we always need more shoes. And that feels like a little bit more formal in nature. And then we have, yeah, that's sort of like your feminine version right there. So it's for the little girls. And same colours again. Just a slightly different cut, really. There we go. And then let's have a look at our little infants. Nothing there in tops, nothing in bottoms, and nothing in full body. Nothing for the infants whatsoever. Okay. Okay, nothing there. Nothing. Nothing for the infants. That makes me sad. They could have had such a cute little outfit for the infants. That is everything in the CAS from what I can think of. I can't think of anything else. But let's have a wee look at the new aspiration. So the new aspiration we have is under Deviance, and it's called the Social Puppeteer. So this sim wants to know everyone's business and are able to extort and expose scandals about whoever they please. Now there are no new CAS traits that I'm aware of for this pack. So I'm going to give these guys a makeover in a wholly different video, but we are going to go check out Ondarian now and the 3 neighborhoods that we got with that world. Alrighty, let's take a look at Ondarian, our brand new world. So it's divided into 3 neighborhoods. So the first neighborhood that we have is VelvettB. Now VelvettB is basically fierce and untamed like its people, and it has like a little bit of a piratical background. And the area that it is based on is sort of all inspired by is Portugal. Then we have the beautiful world of, or neighborhood of Bellecourt, and it's more sort of like upper class, opulent, elegant, very classic kind of vibes. And this area is based on Italy, or inspired by. And then down the bottom we have Dambali, and it has sort of quite a vibrant community kind of vibe to it. The buildings are, you know, a lot of whitewashing on them because, you know, it's to deal with the heat, because it's a little bit sort of deserty down in that area of the world, but absolutely stunning. But definitely a lot more of a community vibe down there. And this is based on sort of like or inspired by Africa. I believe sort of like Ghana and Nigeria is kind of the inspiration behind it. But, you know, obviously a Sims version. So let's go take a quick look at the main things that we need to look at in VelvettB. So some of the highlights that we have in VelvettB are the beautiful palace there. That's where the thieves live. So this is Cordelia and Diego. So they live in this beautiful palace. We have a sort of a vibrant, beautiful world here. There is the bar down here. So this is a beautiful sort of bar where you can go, and it's a little bit of a community lot. And down here by the bar, you also have the Sword in the Stone, and also the market stall where you can buy local delicacies to eat. And then up here between the palace and the bar is the blacksmiths, and at the blacksmiths you can ask them to craft a sword, so that'll help you with your sword collection. There is a dueling area there, so you can enter a swordsmanship tournament, and you can also practice your swordsmanship over here as well. There's a public beach. You can go out here and you can use the boats around on the public beach, so that's something fun. There's a little starter house here for a fisherman's house. And this is also the home for, I think it's the Abrantes. It's definitely another little public home there for another dynasty that is available in the kingdom. And that's the basic main points of the beautiful neighborhood of VelvettB. Again, very coastal and a little bit of a piratical feel to it. So there might be something linked in with that, with the pirates, worth checking out. Then over in Bellacord, we have the beautiful Bellacord Palace, and this is inhabited by the Caps, I believe it is. Yes, the Caps. Hello there, the Caps. Absolutely gorgeous, and this is the part of the world that is inspired by Italy. So it's lots of gorgeous pinks and beautifully elegant and opulent. You can see the difference already between like the boats at the VelvettB side of things and the boats over on the Bellacord side of things. They've got like a little bit more of a upscale beach, and again you can sail around on the boats. There's a little art area over here, so you can do some arts on the easels. And over here, just near the palace, there is the stall where you can buy the local delicacies, as well as the swordsmanship tournament area. Just up from there is the lounge. So this is a beautiful big lounge hanging out there. Then there's like a little public area over here that has a couple of things. So we've got a statue which you can deface if you are so inclined. Deface the statue. And there is also a trading stall. So you can actually trade here for things like fish and swords, and there's a couple of books and I think a boat as well. So definitely check this out because it might be quite useful for your sword collection. Over here we've got the large 64x64 lot, which has got a starter house on at the moment, but would be a perfect starting place for a large dynasty home as well. And then over here, this is called Renaissance Road. This is where the Monties live. So we have the Monties and the Cats living in the wonderful neighborhood of Bellacord. And just near the Renaissance Road house, so if we turn that around, we've got this household here, and then we have the Caps living here. If you follow this road all the way along here, around, and we've got our 64x64 lot here, so we're following down this road and all around over here. And hey, guess what? There's an enchanted mirror over here. So if you are looking for the enchanted mirror, it's just over on the little island there. So there's like little things that you can find in each of the neighborhoods. And then that takes us over to Dambali, and this is the Dambali Palace, and this is owned by the Durong dynasty. And as I said, this is beautiful, sort of whitewashed, deserty, and yeah, absolutely stunning world. And it's all about community. You can see signs of the sort of community living all around this world, which is amazing. So we have the palace, and if we head over to the left, then down here you will find a Nancy's Well. There are a whole lot of quests attached to a Nancy's Well, so well worth checking that out. I think you'll get some really good stuff from that. We turn around, we've got like a little bit of a playground community area. This is the community market, so this is a new lot that's available in the game as well. So community market, and you can sell goods there, and you will see some of the other Sims selling their goods there, and you might be able to pick up some really good things from that market. Turn it around, and we have the backlot community lot as well. On top it's a library, and then underneath it is a little bit something else. So there's something more to this particular lot than meets the eye, which is very cool. And just like all the other neighborhoods, we do have a jeweling area over here as well, so you can do your tournaments and your swordsmanship practice on this side of things too. Just like the other areas in the world, there is a beach. You can get onto the boats and go and sail around on the boats if you are so inclined. And lots of little community features and areas. And down here, there's also a place to hold your press conferences too. So that's a brief overview of the world of Ondarian, and a few little highlights there that you might want to take note of out there in the world. So now let's go and check out the build buy and see what's up with that. Okay, let's check out the new build buy that we got with Royalty and Legacy. I have a little shell of a house that we're going to turn into a little something something. So let's first start with our wallpapers. So in the wallpaper side of things, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 new wallpapers. I don't remember the last time that we saw some new wallpapers, so I'm just like, what? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Anyway, 17 new wallpapers. Let's take a look. So we will start with the legacy and line supporting shapes. So this has a very African inspired feel about it. I love the patterns and that sort of thing. I think that's going to be such a cool feature wallpaper, and that we'll be able to do some really nice things with that. Then we have the Acanthus Leaf Royal Charm wallpaper. So this has a lot more of a traditional feel to it, I feel like, this wallpaper. And definitely want to put that on the interior. I feel like the colours, after we look at CAS, you can sort of see the colour similarity between the palette that we're getting in VelvettB versus the palette that we got, colour palette that we got in the CAS as well. So you can sort of see those similar colours coming through. Then we have the Acanthus Leaf Royal Charm with chair rail wallpaper. It's exactly the same swatches, but we have a skirting board along the bottom there. So same colours again. I won't repeat all through that. And then we have the Calm Cove canvas. So these are our murals that we got, which look absolutely amazing. If I got a blanket, okay, here's a big wall. So look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, it looks like we have this amazing view. And there are a whole lot of different colours, and I believe there's different swatches. Yes, there is different swatches within the colours as well. So something to be aware of. And look at that, there's a coastal scene. And trees. So this is going to be great. And then there's a plain swatch there for all sorts of things. And then we have the nautical nostalgia. So we've got a view of a lighthouse there. And 4 swatches plus a plane. Oh, 3 swatches plus a plane with the lighthouse. And then we have this one here. Oh, so pretty. This reminds me of Bellecourt, I've got to say. Just that sort of, you know, romantic vibe. And then a plane there as well. Then we have the Tile Tales Full Tile Tableau. That's a mouthful. So this is the full version. So there's only 2 swatches in that. And then we have the Tile Tales Frieze Flare. So there is a few more swatches in that. 6, I believe. So there's some dirty swatches in that one. Okay. So there, I did notice that there is quite a few different sort of like worn, dirty kind of swatches, which I think is really awesome. Tile Tail Bricks Base. So this is with a brick base on the bottom, which is really good for, you know, your castles and that sort of thing, particularly if you are using the brick on the interior and exterior. So again, got the dirty there on the bottom. Then we have the Tile Tales Glimpse, and that's just like the only one swatch in that one. So that moves us on to Limestone Brick Base, and there are 8 swatches in that. So I think 4 clean, 5 clean. Okay, so these ones are all clean, and in black and in white. And then these are the slightly dirty versions. And there's actually a heap of swatches in the dirty version. There's like 16 swatches in that. So this is going to be great for those players that love to do like slightly more rundown builds and have a few more options with that. So I think that's going to be appreciated by a lot of people in the community out there. So a lot of players are going to enjoy that one. And then we've got the Tarnished Limestone Brick Base. So this is where the dirt is coming down from the top. So the other swatch is coming down from the bottom, and then this one's coming down from the top. And I believe there's like a couple of different kinds of sort of the dirt and the grime as well. So there's like the black coming down, and then there's like a green swatch going down as well. If you want to sort of do like the mossy kind of thing versus the burnt thing, you can go with either of those versions of the build. Then we have the Pure Plaster Charm, and that's 8 swatches in that. So that's oranges, blues, sort of yellows, greens are the main colours there. And green. Then we have those in the Plaster Charm Weathered Base. So this is the same sort of thing again that we saw with the brick, except we've got the weathered base, and that comes in the black. So that's 8 swatches in the black, and then the same colours again, 8 swatches with the green. I won't go all the way through those, but that's sort of the green there. And then it's the same thing again, except on the top. So this is the Plaster Charm Weathered Crown, and again 8 swatches with the dirt on the top, and then 8 swatches with the sort of the green style dirt, and then the sort of the brown dirt there. We won't go through all the colours because we've seen those, but yeah, that's cool. And then the last one is the Earthy Vibes. So again, this has like sort of the African sort of vibe to it, and there is 15 swatches in that. And then it's got the white, the cream, and the black, and then we've got the plain swatches. So there's I'm going to say 8 swatches that have the decoration on it, and then 7 swatches that are plain. And they're very earthy colours. Very earthy tones on those ones. Oh no, sorry, 8. 8 on those. I didn't see the little white one on the bottom, so there's 16 swatches altogether. Okay, heaps of swatches, heaps of things. Okay, let's see about the flooring. We've added in a little deck here and a decent sized foundation. So this is the diamond marble tiles. Black version and red. Oh, this is lovely. You can definitely see yourself doing some fancy things with this, I bet. So there is 14 different swatches with that. Oh, and there's the gold going through. Gorgeous. And then we have the tiles are immaculate tile. And that is that there. So you'll be able to actually do some really cool patterns with it. Oh, look at the teal. That's so nice. Beautiful colours. And again, I just very much feel like it matches and coordinates with the CAS that we got as well. So you can tell the colour theme for this pack. And then we have the limestone brick tile. Oh, nice. That's a nice tile. That's going to be great in bathrooms and like in outdoor areas as well. Okay, so then we have a look at our foundation. So we've got one foundation, which is the Noble Stone base. And that comes in, well, I'm going to say 24 swatches. So I think, yeah, from the looks of things, so we've got 8 swatches which are plain, 8 swatches which are top dirt in the brown / black, and then we have 8 swatches with the green. Yeah. So that's the sweet. So it's very much the same throughout, I think, this pack, where you have those 3 different swatches for, you know, working with the house and how that all kind of looks together. Then let's have a look at our stairs. Now, I want to pause here and talk about stairs. There is a new mechanic in the game with stairs, and this is going to make a huge difference for everybody. I'm in love with it. So let's have a look. So this is a polished stone staircase. So at a certain height, I'm just going to lift this up 1 and 2. Okay, so when you've got the foundation and all the stairs at a certain height, we've got a few new things that we can do with this particular stair. Now that we have that here, we can now flare the bottom of the stairs, which is amazing. So just extend with using these little arrows down the bottom, and you can create a flare around the bottom for a real royal look. You can also now apply railings differently. So if we're looking at the railings, we have the carved harmony rail. As you can see there, that loops down. You can click on the railing and you can go no rail, you can go left rail, you can go right rail, and you can go double rail. You can also select how far these rails will go down. It's amazing, and it's easy to use, but it's also so customizable. I'm just like over the moon about it, very excited about what we can do now with, you know, with stairs. So if you want to have it at different heights and different lengths, then you can go ahead and do so. Pretty amazing stuff, and you can do all the usual things with your stairs. You can bend them, manipulate them as you like, and just create beautiful stairs. So we've got a few different colors in the stairs, and it's the same sort of matching palette as the stone wallpaper as well as the stone foundation, also the stone flooring, I believe. So it's all sort of matchy, which is amazing. And then we have the climb to opulent stairs. These are the stairs that have the runner on them. The runner is not a separate item, it is part of the stairs and the stair swatches. And there is quite a few different options as far as colors go, which is great because there's a total of 16 swatches there. So plenty of ways to mix and match your stairs to suit your house, or palace, or castle, depending on what you're building. This one has a pattern running down, as you can see. Beautiful. And that's the last one there. So Yeah, yowzers. Isn't that gorgeous? So that's our stairs. So that leads us onto our railings. So this is the carved harmony railing, which we currently have in place. This is very much sort of wooden, and it's got a little bit of detail in terms of, you know, the carving up the side of it, which is awesome. Love that. I feel like that's going to actually work in really nicely with the Enchanted by Nature pack as well. And then the white going up there. Then we have the Tamed Boundaries rail. So we have it in stone and with flowers on top. So we have this in the new swatch, as in it doesn't have any dirt on it. So I think we've got 8 of that. So it should be a variety of colours, which again just match the same colours as your stone, stairs and foundations as well. And then we've got the dirty swatches going through. So they have the green on them. And again, that should match your foundations and everything that you have around the place. So that's railing. Then we have the stair rail of Cordelia. So this is very much designed for, I feel like the Bellacord area of the world. So the stone on the railing should again match the stairs and all the other different ones. And so there's 8 plain with no greenery on it, and then there's 8 with the greenery on it. And then we have the Blooming Boundaries rail, which is similar to the other one, except it has more greenery on it. Oh my gosh. So exactly the same as the other ones. We have the swatches that will go through and match the 8 different colours of stone that we have in this EP. And then we've got the green version there, which is the sort of the mossy, overgrown kind of version there. And running through, we go. And so with that is actually the matching fences. So we have the Blooming Boundaries fence, which is exactly the same as the railing that we've just put on there. And it just goes through and matches that, exactly the same. Different flowers coming down, different coloured railing, and that should again match the stone that we've got coming up there. And then you've just got the green versions as well. Going through there with the moss on them. So then we have the Carved Harmony fence, which is exactly the same as the railing that we had through. As you can see there, just a beautiful sort of plainer wooden one, which I think feels like a little bit more West African in nature, but I think you could probably blend it with all sorts of other areas of the world. And then we have the fence of Cordelia. Again, this has a little bit more of a Bellacord kind of feel to it. And once again, just the same as the railings. It's all pretty plain, just changing the railing there, and then that goes through and goes through the green. The green swatches, I won't go through those. And then we have the Tamed Boundaries fence, which is the other fence with the flowers on it, just less of it. And once again, just going through all the different coloured stones. And then there's the green swatches, etc. there. So then we have the fence of Cordelia, the taller version, which is a pretty simple way to put it. And that's more, I think, designed for an exterior fence. As always, fences are expensive, and this is exactly the same in that it uses different swatches of the stone on the ends, just like that. And then you've got your green swatches as well. So we have the Gate of Cordelia, which is this one here and matches with this lovely fence, and it's exactly the same. So that we have the different swatches coming through, green as well as the not green versions. And with this we actually also get the Blooming Boundaries archway, which actually works in with the fences, and this matches the railings and the fences that we currently have up on the building. So isn't that cool? So then we have a new half wall trim. Oh my gosh, we've never had it's been a long time. So we have the polished stone trim, and this is designed to go around half walls. This should match the different stones that we have again. So they've been very good with coordinating the stones to match the swatches that we have in each of the things. So that should be the matching stone there. And then we have the dirty swatches there. Sort of run down, dirty, you know, a bit grimy, a bit unkempt. So that's all those swatches there. We do have more columns in Spandrels. So the new columns are the Timeless Support column, and that has loads of swatches. Much like the other swatches, it's the stone that matches, and then you've got your green swatch, matching swatch again. Oh, that's a different design. Ooh, okay, I didn't notice that. So this one has a design on it, and this plain one doesn't have a design on it. So the extra lot of swatches with that, and again, all matching the stone. And then we've got a plain green one as well. Cool. So there's two different designs on that particular column. And then we have the sturdy corded column. So this is wooden. So this is going to suit those buildings that kind of go the stone and wood route, and would suit the wooden fencing. And then we have the Swirl Symphony column, which I love. And again, that has a pattern design, and then going into the green, and then that has a plain design without any etchings on it, and then going into the green design as well. So in the short walls, we have the Carved Essence single door. And this definitely has carving on it and feels like it works with all the wooden items in the game. I definitely feel like it's got sort of African feels. We have the Doorway to Destiny. And there is a load of swatches with this one. And you can see there's a plainer swatch, as well as the swatch with a little bit more of the gold decoration on it. And then we have the Carved Essence double door. So this is basically a double version of the other carved one that we had. Slightly different carving on it though. It's quite lovely. And then we have the Sovereign Shapes carved double door. And same sort of thing again, but slightly different frame, slightly different carving. We do have medium doors. So this is the Aristocrat Archway. And I feel like if there's ever going to be a pack that has a whole lot of larger doors and windows, this is going to be a pack for it, because we're building larger homes. Oh, this is almost Art Deco, that version. That's cool. Ooh, I like that. That could work with the Love Struck pack, actually. And then we have the Noble Passageway door. Was it? Notable Passage door. That makes more sense. And same sort of swatch again. We've got like a large design up above the door. And not really much in the way of interior doors as per always, and then we've got the plainer swatches through there. Then we have the Stately Entranceway, which has the triangle on the top. Same swatches in terms of the colours again, but just a different design on it. I honestly think these are all quite lovely, and this almost suits like a neoclassical kind of style. It looks like a neoclassical style to me, so quite cool. Now we have the Prestige Unimpeded Passageway. So this, if you put it coming into the doors are open. You can switch this around and have the doors facing that way as well, which is probably the way I'd want them. You know, it just feels a little bit more welcoming if they're coming in through the open doors. Like the doors are an open arms and a hug, which I think is neat. So that's, I like that they did that option. And then there's the Prestige Pillared Arch. And it's just a plain and decorated swatch of that. Now there is also some large tall doors. Quite a lot, in fact. So this is, I don't remember the last time we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tall doors in a pack. I don't think that's ever happened. So 13 tall doors in this pack. So we have the Swirl Symphony door. Matches the columns. Beautiful. And it's going to be the same swatches on each of the doors from what I know. So we have a couple of different versions of the same colours running through. Grand Legacy door. That was a little fussy. And again, same sort of thing. It's going to match the sort of the black fencing as well, because it's got that little bit of black iron wrought iron look above it, as you can see there, and again like a little bit of an Art Deco almost look. So then we have the regal entranceways. This is a bigger version of what we had in the medium doors, so a bigger version of that. And then we have prestige passage doors, so I think again just a bigger version of that coming through. We saw this again in the medium doors. And then we have the grandiose portal. Ooh, fancy. So plainer on the other side, and much just the same sort of colour palette, and then 2 different swatches. So that one's a little plainer. Then we have the grand archway. Ooh, nice. So there's only 1 colour in that. And we have the swirl of symphony arch. This is the same archway that we had earlier, except yeah, same, larger. And then we have the same version again, except it's a doorway with doors. So we've got a couple of options there as far as like an open doorway door, which is cool. I like that. We have the prestige archway, which is again in 2 swatches, just like we had in the medium size. We have the grand open legacy door. So same thing again, with the doors open wide, and pretty similar to the other one that we had with the wrought iron on the top as well, just I think a bit bigger. And then we have the grandiose opening. So same thing again, like the pretty side of it is kind of that side, but then the open doors are that side, so you kind of have to pick and choose with that one. But I feel like this one is one of those doors that's probably going to be better with the doors on the interior rather than the exterior. And then we have the grandiose archway, 2 swatches in that, plain and filigree. And then we have the prestige open passage. Again, got the 2 sides there with the doors, and just a slightly different design from what we've had. So quite a few options there as far as doors go, like a wild amount of door options. Crazy amount of door options, in fact. And then we have the windows. So again, we've got quite a few windows in small, medium, and large. So we have the petite grandeur window. So these are actually very similar to the doors in terms of the styling. So there's like the scrolled, stonework on the exterior, and then the similar color palette running through. So then we have the regal peak view. So yeah, the coordination between the doors and the windows is definitely there. I'm seeing that, that we have the triangular doors as well, so it works nicely. And then we have the glimpse giver. So this is just like a curved opening, like the little archways we got. We have the sovereign shapes window horizontal. I love this. I'm going to be using this all over modern homes, to be honest. I believe this is kind of used a lot more in the Dembali area, and I'm there for it. So the Dembali area is the West African area. And then this is the regal outlook window going into the prestige panorama window. So very much matchy with the doors. And then we have the viewfinder vista window, which is a really nice thin arched window, which I really like. Oh, there's a different swatch running through there too. Nice. It's got a little bit more of that wrought iron kind of look through it. Cool. And then we have the sovereign shapes short window. So we've got the vertical version of that window there, which does look really nice with the African style homes. Then in the medium windows, we have the grandiose gaze. It's very much the same. We've got the stone scroll work on the outside. We've got the different colours on the interior, and there are plain, filigree, matching doors. And then grandeur vista. Same again. I think you guys got the hang of it by now. And then we have the swirl symphony double vista. Now these are a little different. They got the swirls on the side and the different colours on the interior. I feel like these are really good for towers and the like. They're probably my favourite window out of all of them. And they have like some different, like they got plain and wrought iron, and then they've got the wood running through it. Looks like wood anyway. And then we have a sovereign shapes medium window. So this is a medium height version of this triangular window, which I think is awesome. I'm loving it. And then in the tall windows, we have the Swirl Symphony Vista window.
So same thing again as the medium size one, except it's a single rather than a double. And then we've got the tall version of our triangle vertical windows running through there. Beautiful, right? Okay, next up we have the roof sculptures and roofing. So let's do the roof patterns. So we have one new roof pattern that's available to us, and it's called the Shingles of Prestige. And much like a lot of the other swatches, we do have some swatches that do look a little bit worn down and have some greenery on them. So I think we've got 6 regular swatches, and then we have broken down swatches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of those, and then we have 6 of the green sort of mossy swatches as well. So if you are doing like a little bit more of a rundown home, then having these mossy sort of swatches is quite cool. A bit of a fan of that. We do not have any new roof trim, which I was kind of sad about. But we do have a new Friezes and exterior trims. So these are the new Friezes, the polished stone frieze. It's not going to work with our windows, but that's cool. Take a look at that. So it's sort of a plain stone one, and that's going to work color-wise again, just as I've done throughout the rest of the build buy. Is they're going to have the 8 swatches of stone in plain, and then we're going to have the dirty swatches right there. Then the other frieze we have is more decorative, which is the Regal Blossom frieze, which is this one here. And that is, again, just matching with the stones running through. And that one is quite pretty. And then with the greenery, I won't go all the way through those, but you get the gist, right? There is also a new exterior trim. So this is a polished stone floor trim, and that will go around the buildings as well. So again, just matching the stone we already have to go around the exterior and underneath balconies and the whatnots. So for the roof sculptures, we have the Renaissance roof vase. And much like everything else that we've had, we've got the stone swatches, 8 of, and then we've got the green version of that, so sort of like mucky and greenery. We have the opulent ornithological ornament, which has a beautiful little peacock on it, and it's going to be exactly the same, all the stone swatches, and then into the green warm swatches running through there. We have the neoclassical tower roof vent, a more modern adornment for a modern noble. So this is sort of the modern version that we have for this. And it has like a nice little pattern on it, but exactly the same again. We're going to go through and we're going to have all the swatches in green, with the greenery on it, plus the plain version as well. Then we have the Noble Aquarius roof sculpture. Definitely look a lot better on, I think, a noble home, or sorry, a larger home, like a palace. But you know what? You can use it wherever you like. I feel like it's your choice. So again, exactly the same. We've got the 8 swatches in plain, and then the 8 swatches with greenery. And then we have the Perpetual Pondering Portrait, which is the feminine version of the masculine statue we've got right there. And exactly the same again with the different stone colours, and then leading into the mossy green stone colours right there. So now that we've done that, we do have some spandrels that we haven't looked at to go with columns. So we have the elegantly classic ceiling rail. So this actually can be used as a ceiling rail in a room as well. And once you've got your walls drawn in, what you can do is you can go spandrels, elegantly classic spandrel, and you actually end up with some ceiling bars running through. So, you know, you've got a little bit of decoration on your ceilings, and that's in, again, the same stone. Let me add in some light. So exactly the same stone swatches, except we've got the plain ones, and then we've got the what's the difference between these? Oh, I think it's the end of it. I don't know, honestly I can't tell the difference, but there is like a different version of it. There's a whole lot, and then you've got the greenery with it as well. There we are. That's how it kind of looks on the interior. You can have those little ceiling beams running through. And then we have the Regal Rafter ceiling rail, which is exactly the same in terms of like the different stone swatches. So if you've got the stone swatch, you're going to be able to match it, and you're going to have the greenery that goes with it. So that's it there. It's actually got a shell motif, which is quite cool. And then there's the other version there, which does not have the shells. And that's the other plain swatch. And then you've just got the, obviously the matching stones. You can definitely tell there's an heavy emphasis on the stones in this one. And then you've got the matching greenery with that. And that's the stone, the shell version. And then we also have some wall sculptures. So we have the carved wall leaf crown. So this is like your wall decorations. If you want to, you know, further decorate windows or, you know, different sections of the house and the wall. And once again, it matches all the stone running through, and then you've got the green version as well. So you have a little feature up on the top of the house, wherever. We have the bougainvillea. Sorry if I say that wrong, but I'm probably saying a lot of things wrong in this. Bush, and that can sit basically wherever you like on the wall. We also have the elegantly classic corbels. It's going to be exactly the same with the different swatches running through there. And then there's a second swatch which has a little bit more decoration on it, so you can see that plain there, and then it switches to a more decorative one. And then we have the whimsical wisteria wraps. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the wisterias running up the wall. So they've got different versions of these, and can I just say these are gorgeous. They match the fencing and the archway that we have, and there's just basically 5 different versions of that. So there's 1 vertical and 4 horizontal versions of that particular wisteria, and it is gorgeous all the way through. There are also, with that, more than one colour. So we've got pink, and we've also got the white as well, which also again matches the fencing, which is pretty cool. And then we also have the Privacy Please panel. So these are little panels that can sit on the outside of windows. They're basically shutters, right? There we go. There's a small window right there, so they would match, and we've got the left and the right sides match on the window. And then we have a variety of colours. Honestly, I feel like the matching on those isn't great to the windows. Like, I would have probably wanted like a stone colour that matches the window stone. I feel like that would have been better, or more colour options so that match the interior of the wood on the windows. Like, you can go the teal and have the matching teal there, but yeah. And then we also have the Swirl Symphony wall fountain. So that won't sit down on your foundations. It will sit down, oh look at that, it sits on our bottom of our stairs. Put that there. And that's a little fountain that sits there. Again, just the matching stone. And it has like the little swirly, like matches the columns there as well. And then we've got the green version too. So then that takes us to pools and fountains. Oh my gosh, we're making progress. So there is a new pool trim and there is a new fountain trim. So let's take a look at both of those. So let's put in a quick little pool, and then we have pool trim. And once again, this matches the stone that's around the outside of the building. I feel like you guys are getting the theme of this right thoroughly, because it just feels like I've been repeating that a bit. But anyway, that's what we have, like a little stone trim there for the pools. So that is like a little fountain going in there, and then we have diamond marble trim. So this matches the diamond marble flooring that we have in the game, which we looked at earlier. And again, this is quite a good match for the African area, in Bali. So you can sort of see that there with our flooring, which is this one here. You can see how beautifully that kind of matches. And around there with a beautiful sort of fountain area. There is also a new pool colour. Oh my gosh, it's been ages since we've had a new pool colour. But we do, it's the Mediterranean turquoise water. And isn't that gorgeous? I like it a lot. I'm just like, I was so happy when I saw there was a new pool colour. I'm like, lovely. Then, I can't even believe I'm going to be saying this, but we have some new outdoor plants that aren't debug. They've been listening to us, and they've given us actual outdoor plants that aren't debug. I'm like, holy moly, what's going on here? Because, yeah, it's been a long time since we've had anything that isn't indie bud for plants, except the odd thing here and there, like the love struck tree. And, you know, we have the fine pine, which is the first tree. This is very tall and looks a lot like the ones that we got in Tartosa. Then we have the Justin olive tree. So we have some beautiful olive trees coming in, and I feel like that's going to be nice around the front there. And then we also have the fragrant fig tree, which could be nice over in this area here. Introduce that later. But those are the 3 new trees that we got. We also got some new plants. We got the sensational shrub, which is basically like a little lavender. We got the hydrangea sprout. Now this comes in a few different colors. It's really pretty. And then we've got that in pink, white, pink, and yellow. This one is amazing. We've got the hydrangea curtain. Look at this. It's like a long hydrangea shrub. And it's the same colors again, running through. But like the whites, and then you can mix that with like the pinks running in there. Gosh. Isn't that amazing? Having the long like hydrangea bushes. Yes please. Then we also have the hydrangea monarch, which is a little bit bigger than the smaller hydrangea, exactly the same swatches running through there. Now this is pretty amazing. We have got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 new terrain paint. Oh my gosh, and so much of it. It's amazing. Okay, so first we have the paved brick path. Then we have the prestigious promenade. Then we have the princely dull pavement, which I think is lovely. The Highness's heel hazard. The names are great. We have the earthstone lane bricks. Then it's the dynastic design something. Delight. There we go. Sovereign stepping stones. Actually, I really love that one. Again, and we've still got the issue with these being on an angle on particular lots, so they are normally great, but it's what it is. And then we have the prestigious promenade mossy, the mossy version there, and prestigious promenade pristine. We have the prestigious promenade of jet black, and then my favorites, the prestigious promenade wave. Oh my gosh. And then we have the superior soul super running through there. Like, aren't they just absolutely gorgeous? Okay, let's take a look at what we got for the interiors. Always exciting, right? So we have got a whole lot of stuff for the kitchen. So we have a new oven. Oh my gosh, look at that. Ooh, that kind of reminds me of Love Struck, actually, to be honest. Let's look at that. So different colors running through there. Oh, love it. Okay, so that's the color that we had on the exterior. Maybe we'll go that color. And we got a new fridge. Oh my gosh, it looks like a cabinet. Wow. So then that must mean we've got some matching cabinets. Oh, yes, we do. Have a wee look at all of these. So we've got an end cabinet there and end cabinet there. We've got a corner cabinet, tile cabinet, and we have the outer corner cabinet there. Then we also have the rounded inner corner island and the outer corner island that has decorations on it. Oh yeah, nice. And then we have the corner island, the end island, corner island, tile island, outer corner island. Yeah, that has like little bits of clutter on it too. And then the right end piece island as well. Nice, I like it. I like it a lot. And then we have got some upper cabinets, so matching upper cabinets. So we have the left end piece. Oh, I like the decoration on that. We have the corner piece. Got some plates on it. This reminds me a little bit of the Country Kitchen kit ones, in a way, but different design. And then we've got a half cabinet running through there. And then we've got our smaller wall piece one. Oh, look at the clutter on the corner one. Nice. And then we have the end piece one right here. And again, there's some clutter in that as well. Cool. So what else did we get? Did we get a new sink? We did get a new sink. Ooh, nice. Look at that. So that's going to be matching all the way through. Love it. And we got a new sink for the bathroom as well. I love this. This reminds me of the one that we got with Jungle Adventure. I like that. Oh, that swatch, yes. Oh, with the green, I think we might have to go with that. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, the black and the white. We've got a classic fringe parasol. Oh, we've had it more recently than Snowy Escape, but it wasn't called a parasol, was my point. Oh, with a stripe. Oh my gosh, that's so beachy with a stripe. And the tassels on the end. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's cute. And then we have the Sunbeam Mosaic. Now, this mosaic, you can use it for flooring, like so, or you can use it for roofing. Now, I've actually deliberately left, I knew about this, so I've deliberately left some roofing here that we can do this with. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? This is probably one of my very favorite things that I've seen so far with the pack, is this mosaic roofing stuff or flooring. So it works, I think, a little bit like the crystal flooring that we got with Adventure White's Island Living. I mean, hello. How pretty is that? But yes, you can use it for flooring as well. So if you wanted to go down and have like a little bit of mosaic flooring, then you could go that option too if you wanted to. It just looks a little bit weird because it goes down and you can see the dirt underneath. Anyway, not ideal for flooring in that particular house, but you could use it for flooring. And we have the Nature's Booty Bowl. What? Bounty? No, booty. It is booty. Okay. So there we are. That's it. Look at all that abundance of food. That is amazing. I love it. And then we also have the Feeling Fruity. Oh, this is the golden fruit that I saw in the trailer. It looks like lemons. And it's just like, it's different coloured bowls on that. Then we have the Asanka Bowl with Tapoli. This definitely looks African vibe. Look at that with the wood. Then we have the Shining Beverage Cart. Ooh, I saw this in the trailer, I think, as well. Yes, gorgeous. I love the metals. That works with the, the range of metals that we have at the moment coming through in all our packs. So I love that. We'll find a home for that. The Elegant Dividends Divider. Oh, look at this. I saw this in some of the builds throughout the world when I was nosying around those. Oh my gosh, that's going to look cool in rooms. And then we have the Secret Passageway entrance. For creating the secret passageways. I love. So that's it there. And we've got a whole lot of different swatches. So we have learned earlier, because I'm just been learning about secret passages. Oh, this matches the stone too. That you need to have basically found the 2 secret passageway ends to be able to activate the secret passageway. So that is very cool. I'm very into that. And then we have the Noble Necessities Regal Reflections bar back. So we must have a bar that goes with this as well. And lovely swatches as well. Ooh, so very royal. Okay, and then we have new curtains. Love it. So we have the Ornate Valance curtain in a medium, tall and short. So this is very decorative, which is the kind of curtain I would expect in a build like or in a pack like this, that you would have more decorative curtains. So this really makes sense to me. They obviously don't go well over those particular windows. Lovely colours. Then we have the Short Lineage Lines curtain left. Oh yeah. I like these. These I'll probably use a lot. You can get away with these, I think, in a more modern vibe home. So this would be, oh, the sheer. Oh my gosh. Oh, the beautiful sheer. Oh, that makes me so happy. And then we have the Regal Drapes of Destiny. I feel like I would probably use these maybe in a royal palace, but I would use them less as a drape than I would a tapestry, I feel like. But, I mean, you could definitely go the drape route with them. Like, I feel like in a royal... Oh, I like that. Maybe I'm changing my mind. Like, the one with the what's it called? Symbol thing. I know there's a word for that. It's a proper word. But, anyway, it's not that word. I feel like that would probably work well in a palace and that sort of thing. But the second swatch, that's so pretty. And then we have some plants. Oh, my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants. So we've got Orange Hue Majestic. Now this is looking pretty much very close to the base game one that we have. Yeah, this basically looks exactly like the base game one we have, so that's a little weird. And then we have the Aristocrats Aromatic Array. Again, this looks like something we have in base game. Anyway, so that comes in a few different versions there. Then we have the Sunroom Expansion Starter. Oh, this is cute. And then we've got the Rose Garden Urn Planter. Again, this looks like something we get in base game debug. But a lot more colours and obviously an official item in the game, which is cool. And then we have the Mediterranean Lemon Tree. Oh, a lemon to our orange. Oh, okay, yes, I like that. And then we have the Tropical Potted Palm Plant. Oh, it's bigger than I thought. Oh my gosh. Okay. That is far bigger than I thought. Again, that would really suit the African area. So what have we got in the way of bathrooms? So we've got a new bath, and this is the secure bath. Ooh, the tile on that. Yeah, love it. That's gorgeous. I love the black and the gold. Okay, so we didn't get a new toilet. We didn't get a new shower. We did, however, get some new mirrors. So we have, oh, a vanity. We've got the Regal. Oh, my gosh, look at that sucker. That's a lovely mirror. Oh, it's big. With the black, oh, and the gold. Oh my gosh. Gorgeous. Oh, it's not going to suit this house, but wow, that's gorgeous. And then we have the Countenance of a Contessa. That's huge. And then that's, oh, I love the little rose at the top. That's very Bella Cord, right? And then we have a vanity, the Ornate Elegance Vanity. Nice coloured woods, actually. Nice range of them. And we do have some new pictures. What have we got? So we have the square wall panel. Okay. Does it do anything? Oh, look. So I reckon you can put this around things and you can like create panelled wallpaper out of it. Oh my god, you could. Oh my god, 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 you could. Oh, isn't that a cool idea? If you wanted to do something like that. Alright, I can see a use for that. Okay, let's take a look at our next wall item, which is the Vibrant Dynasty Crest Emblem. Obviously for a specific use. If you need a crest, then this is cool. But I think you can actually, oh yes, you could definitely use these as decals for kids' rooms as well. Like, I feel like there's some good, yeah, uses for this. This is cute. I can absolutely see myself using those for kids' rooms. Then we have the Gilded Dynasty Crest Emblem. Oh, okay, so it's the same thing again, just all in gold. Ooh, fancy. Alright. Then we have Ornate Wall Panel. Oh, okay, so you could do the same sort of thing again with that and create your different wall panels with it using that. I love that they've given us that because that's a real flexible way to do some creative things, I think. And then we have the Notes of Childhood Perfection. Oh, look at that. I don't think I'd probably use this a lot. Oh, a different version. But I can see this being useful for palaces and the likes. Music rooms, definitely music rooms. Then we have the Portrait of a Moment. Ooh. Okay, that's cool. I feel like, oh yeah, look at that. The art room, that could look cool in a gallery, in an arty sort of creative room as well. Feels like a little bit more African centric. And then we have the She Captain. This definitely feels a little bit more Vertimar. So I'm guessing this is kind of like your Bella Cord one, Vertimar, etc. So, okay, I got it. And then, so that's your priority one. So then we have some rugs. We have the rug. This rug is made for walking. Rug by Regalissimo. Ah, a runner. Oh, yes. Okay. So this is going to have, I think, a very useful, yes. So we can have this going down hallways and stuff. I love it. So we have a few other versions of these in the game. Oh, that's like the stairs. Okay, it matches the stairs. Oh, I got it. Okay. So we've got a few versions of this, like a couple of versions of that in the game where you can use the separates to create a runner. I think Vampire's a Realm of Magic, I think off the top of my head. So that's going to be super useful. Then we have this rug is made for walking rug closing piece. So this is the end piece for that rug. So we have the middle and then we have the end piece like that. So you can create like a proper rug. I like the flexibilities of those rugs. Those are good. Are You Ready to Keep Walking rug by Regalissimo. So that's the longer version. And then we have another Are You Ready to Keep Walking closing piece. So that's basically just the longer version of that. Okay, I like that. I think that's very, very good for this style of pack. And then we have the woven earth rug. Ooh, I like this. Neutral tones, yes please. It's going to look beautiful in the African style homes for sure. And it sizes up nicely as well. So that's going to go in our living room space. Matches the flooring, which is great. And then we have the Pattern Harmony rug. Nice. Ooh, lots of patterns. That's cool. And then we have the Majestic Marble Medallion. Circular one. So this looks more like a flooring motif than it is a rug. That's going to be useful as well. Nice, I like it. And then we have it, it's Antique Darling rug by Regalissimo. Okay, this is nice. Oh, I love the lemons. Oh, that's so cute. And the lemons make sense now with the potted plants. Okay, this is the kind of rug I would want for this pack for sure. So that's our rugs. So then we're going to move on to our bedroom sets. We have some beds. Ooh, 6 beds, in fact. So let's see. So we have, let's go to single beds first. Carved Essence single bed, because I've got a couple of single bedrooms here. And I love it, like carved, wooden, and we have like a different pattern on there. We've got the curtains coming down, which is lovely. And what have we got in the way of patterns? Nice, nice. Oh, and then we've got the plain swatches. Okay, cool. And then we have the I Dream of Opulence single bed by Regalissimo. So this feels very royal with the little canopy up above it. And I like the colours, very pretty. That's lovely. That's what I would define as a princess bed right there. I feel like it suits the whole princess vibe so nicely. Then we have the Carved Essence double bed. And I feel like this is a match for the downstairs single, which I would be correct in. Nice. And then we have, the matching double. So give me that nap Maestro bed by Regalissimo. And again, that's going to have the canopy above it. And the same swatches as the single. Then we also have Quiet the Air Finally Sleeps bassinet by Regalissimo. Okay, so in here we've got, this feels very royal, like look at the sort of the filigree and everything on there. And the way the little sheer curtain drapes down, beautiful. All the gold metal around it, gorgeous. Love it. And then we have a second bassinet, which is the carved cradle. And I imagine this is the wooden version that matches the other wooden beds. Okay, very nice. And then we have dresses. Oh, we got some hanging dresses, and they're finally sorted under dresses. Yes. So we have the classic gilded armoire. I love this. This is gorgeous, and it's going to match so much of the furniture that we have. It's very rich, very royal. And look at this, we've got good for her hanging clothes, and we've got good for on the yacht hanging clothes as well. So it's sort of masculine and feminine. And we have a whole lot of colours. Oh my gosh, yes, colours. I love it. Okay, great. I'm very happy about that. And the fact that we've got some more hanging options clothes-wise. And we also have the Carved Essence wardrobe. And that has sort of the carving on the outside. That matches one of the doors that we have in terms of the carvings. So we have, oh, this is nice, the Carved Essence nightstand. So this is in a whole lot of colours. And the white. And then we have the Ornate Elegance end table. And again, this was sort of like the more decorative variety of it. So that would suit that bed really nicely. Okay, next up we have the living room, and we have a whole lot of stuff here. So we got new fireplaces. Ooh, 2 of them. The candle-lit regal hearth. I love that for modern homes, for sure. I would absolutely use that for that. Gorgeous. And then we have the luminous hearth of secrets. Ooh. Nice. I think that might fit quite nicely in this house, actually. So we have the Sovereign Shapes modular sofa. Oh my gosh, it's modular. Oh, this is the first modular sofa since, oh my gosh, since Dream Home Decorator. Holy moly. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. I haven't actually looked at some of this yet, as you can tell, because it's gold. So I'm seeing it at the same time you guys are. Oh my gosh. Yes, and we got the round. Oh yeah, round. And then like the little chair as well. Let's have a look at the swatches. These are going to match the bed, basically. Okay, that is awesome. The fact that that's modular is just amazing. And then we have the love seat version of that as well. And again, that's just going to be the same swatches running through that. And then we have the Allow Me a Brief Repose love seat. So this is definitely looking a lot more palatial and definitely upmarket. And we have the love seat version of that. Did I fall asleep again? Sofa. And that has the pattern running through it. Gorgeous. And then we have the If I Fits, I Am Ritz sofa. Oh, that's fancy. I like the design of that. Oh my gosh. So do we have some coffee tables? We do. Okay, so we have the carved charm coffee table. That's lovely. So that's matching our carved wood items that we have so far in the game. We've got the Sovereign Shapes coffee table. Oh, look at that. It's got like a little basket on it. Oh, that's cool. And with the design on it. That looks awesome. Alright, let's have a look at the Ornate Elegance coffee table. Some armchairs. Right, what have we got for armchairs? So we have the Sovereign Shaped curved chair. So same swatches again. Lovely. Go with that one, or that one there. And then we have the man, I miss a backrest stool. Ooh, look at this little stool. That's gorgeous. It's got little tassels hanging down from it. That's so sweet. Then we have the Sovereign Shapes armchair. I feel like this is more a dining chair. Looks like more like a dining chair to me, but same colours again through there. And we have the I Don't Think I Can Get Up Again chair by Regilismo. So it's the same sort of swatches running through that. And then the same again. Oh yes, this is a comfort chair. Comfort is 7 on this one. Interesting. And look at that. Brilliant. Then we have the Majestic Throne. So this is how you sort of start your dynasty, go for the royal noble career and that sort of thing, I believe, is by having a throne. So let's put this in our throne room, which is going to be this area right here. Oh, we've got 2 throne options. Ooh, which throne should we go for? Let's have a look. Ornate throne. So that leads us to music. Oh, look at that speaker system. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. With the wood case around it. That's nice. So we've got a lovely majestic schooner. Beautiful. And that comes in a number of colours. That carries on our little nautical theme we've got going on. We've got the wooden artisan basket. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that's lovely. Doesn't the African update that we had a while ago in base game make sense right now? And then we have the woven artisan basket trio. Oh, love it. Put that one down there. That's cute. I love these little baskets. And I think it's a similar sort of thing, design-wise. And we have the Nobility's Earthy Treasure. And this would suit definitely the more African homes for sure, but I think it looks nice in here as well. Okay, what else we got in sculptures? We've looked at those. And we have the hand-carved Sankofa. They look like little duckies. Oh, that's cute. I quite like that. It's like almost like a heart shape as well. That's very cool. Okay, and then we have the When Life Gives You a Vase. Oh, that's a massive one. I feel like maybe that's something we can put near the front door. And it's got the lemons on it. Love it. Oh, and then a different swatch as well. So we've got a flower swatch and a lemon swatch. Oh, digging. And we have the Sovereign Splash Station. So this is a fountain. Goes in that sort of vibe. And that's going to have the same marble. And again, like a little bit of dirty dirt on the other swatch there. So that makes sense. And we have the Royal Ornamental Vase. Oh, Vasapalooza. We have really gone wild on the vases. I think maybe we can fit that in our space in the corner there. Okay, and what else we got? So we've got a carved essence hallway table. Nice. This is pretty. Again, following that trend of having the carved option. And then I think we've got the ornate elegance hallway table as well. Going for our ornate version. We haven't looked at lights actually. I forgot the lights. So we've got the carved essence wall light. That's cool. Kind of like slightly, you know, lifesaver shape. And then we have the vintage vortex swirling light. Pretty. 3 colours in that. The Scandal Seeker's beacon. Whoa, that's huge. Like that would be a good outdoor light. Nice colours on it. And then we have the Grand Elegance lamp. Oh my gosh. How grand is this sucker? Oh my gosh, that's grand. Whoa, mama. And then you've got the greenery version. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love that. Okay, and then we have the Earthly Elegance lights. Oh. Oh, wow. I love these. These are going to get done to death in modern versions of these style homes. I'm not going particularly modern today, but wow. And then we have the Scandalier Chandelier, which is a little bit more appropriate for this home probably. Nice. I mean, it's actually a nice chandelier. Good size. It's on the little side, for sure. And we have a lamp. So that is sort of like your African vibe lamp there. It's lovely. And then we have, beside that, we have the Please Enlighten Me lamp. So that again, we're just doing that carved version, elegant version thing on the interior. I like that because it gives you options. And then we have the Opulent Elegance candle stand. Nice. That looks like a little candle stand, but a chandelier. So let's take a look at our dining table. So we've got 3 dining table options. We've got the patio brunch table, which is our simple round table with a tablecloth on it. Oh, the lemon one. Yes. Oh, I love the lemon one. Then we have the carved essence banquet table. So the tables are all on the longer side, which probably isn't too surprising in a pack like this, because banquets are the norm. And then we have the elegant version of that as well, as we've had swatch on for this particular build / build by. And then chair wise, so we've got the racket back dining chair that suits the wooden style. We have the legacy lines and supporting shapes chair. So again, that's in the wooden sort of Dembali style. And then we go into the patio brunch chair. So this matches our patio table. Beautiful. Oh, I love the little rose on the back and and the pattern version as well. Oh, that's gorgeous. And then we have the elegant versions, which are these here. So as we've seen through, we've got elegant version and we've got wooden version. And then a second elegant version. through there. So I think we might do this here. Now we need to check out the bars. So the bar that matches the bar back is this one here. And it's stunning. We really don't have space for it in this build, but that is gorgeous. That should be easy to build with, I think, and definitely is leaning into an elegant version of what we've got there. And then we have our wall decorations. So what have we got that we have not used so far? So we've done all these, done all these. Ah, we've got some kitchen pots and pans. Ooh, love that. Hanging ones. Oh, we haven't had these in a while. Oh, aren't they lovely? Oh my gosh, I love those. Oh, beautiful. Okay, and then we've got the a wheel found upon distant shores wheel. You know what? Maybe we use that there. And different coloured decorations there. But you know, again, there's like a little bit of a seaside nautical theme in this area too. Shutters, we looked at that. Woven harmony filigree fan. That could work there. Perhaps. Definitely a little bit more of an African feel to it. We'll see what swatches we have. It's definitely not going to work there. That's nice. I like it. And we have the crowned comfort canopy. Can we put this over our throne? Oh my gosh, yes we can, but you need tall walls. Okay. Interesting. So you definitely need tall walls for this canopy, but holy moly is it stunning. That is definitely a royal person's bed head. Wow. And then we have the Vibrant Vibes Grand Tapestry. Again, you need to have tall walls or an open staircase and hang it down. I guess could be the other option for that. I didn't really have the space to do that with this build, but wow. Oh, I like that. That's going to be usable. Okay. And then we have the water fountain, which we've seen. And then the Dynasty Crest Shield. Ooh. This could work here. Can you have like... I wonder if you can put different crests on there. Oh, is that what the stickers are for? Aha! Okay, brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So I can choose my crest and pop it on there. Oh, now it's making sense. Now this is making sense. Oh, okay. I got it. I got there in the end. Alright. Okay, so that's my royal crest. And then, what do we got? And then we have the regal cowrie crest. Ooh, that's pretty. I would absolutely use that in things. That could maybe go in our throne room. Look at the colours on that. Gorgeous. Okay, that can definitely go in our throne room. Study-wise, what have we got? Desks. Ooh, we've got a couple of different desks. So let's get ourselves a desk. So we've got the Carved Essence writing desk. And that's the carved version of that. And then we have the elegant version of a desk as well. Ornate, elegant writing desk. Then we have some bookshelves. We have the resplendent, slightly grand, albeit short bookshelf. Lovely. And lots of awesome colours there. And then we have the taller version and the tallest version. Whoa, huge. Oh, that's going to be so good for libraries. That's lovely. And then we have the second version, which is the Legacy Libraries base version. Oh, sort of African styling, but oh my gosh, it's going to be so good for modern homes. Okay. And then there's the taller version and then the tallest version of that. And then we have, oh, a family tree tapestry. Where would I put this? I have no idea. I wonder if there's a gameplay function for that. Oh, yes, there is. Okay, that's cool. I don't know, we'll explore that at a later time, but there is a gameplay thing for that. That's awesome. And hobbies and skills, we have a chess table. So this is the only logical, it's only logical chess table. There you go. And what else do we have? So we've got the golden telescope. And that comes in a few different swatches. Again, like, you know, digging into the nautical theme. We have a grandiose piano and swings and spins practice dummy. And the dance floor. Oh my gosh, I don't have space for it. I needed to build something bigger. Let's have a look. Maybe we can have an outdoor dance floor. So we have, oh yeah, a few different versions of that. You could actually put like a, you know, a different like flooring underneath it, like our stone that we've got, and that would work quite nicely, right? And you've got the, oh, they're different kinds, okay. So we've got the medium, which is different again, I think. And then we've got the large one. Oh, that's enormous. I think that's the same. Yeah, that's the same again, just in a rectangle shape. Cool. And then we have a grand piano. Oh, and the gold. Holy moly. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. Wow. Oh, look at all the colours. Have we ever had a piano with so many colours? Oh my gosh, that's so many colours. I can't put it in this build, but oh wow. And then we have the Swings and Spins practice dummy. So we will be able to do sword fighting with this one. And a whole lot of different colours coming through. Ooh, that's fun. Ooh, we've got some study stuff for the desks. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, let's have a look at this. So we've got the At Night Plotting by Candlelight starter set. I love it. And then we have the Royal Fantasy piece. Oh, it's a fan. Oh my gosh, that's going to be great on the... wait for my name to move. If you... Oh, sorry, I didn't explain this, but the name moving around is just part of the fact that this is a early access thing. Not a choice thing that I have. I didn't choose to have my name floating around. And then we have the Sea Navigator Essential Items. Ooh, with the compass and the telescope. Oh, loves it. Okay, we have that on a side table. And then we have the shoes that rule. Oh, it's just decoration shoes, but oh my god, the fact that we've got one fallen over shoe. And are they the same as the ones in CAS? Ah, they are. They're the same as the ones in CAS. Oh my gosh. Regal Correspondence Kit. Ooh, nice. That is cute. I like it. That's going to go down on our throne room table. Oh, I love it. And then we have the Qualia perfume. Oh, that's going to go on our vanity. Oh, that's so pretty. I love little sets like this. Actually, really like that pink one. And then we have the Picture of Wealth. Ooh, okay. So I think we'll put on the end table. It's already on a vanity and it's already got a mirror, so that doesn't make sense. That's cute. That could go in a bathroom, I think. And then we have the Delicate Memories Ornate Trinket Box. Oh my gosh. Isn't that stunning? Okay, so the locked items that we have are the Bellacord Fine Baroque Mask. And that is, looks like a whole lot of colours similar to what we got in CAS. We have also the Dambell Traditional Cowrie Shell Mask. Again, this looks like CAS. Oh, I love that connection. That is amazing. And then there's the Royal Queen of the Sea Mask. Yeah, exactly like we got in CAS. Ah! That is amazing. I love that. Right, what else we got? Kids, we have the Dolls That Deserve a Luxury 2 Dollhouse by Regal and Meso. Said that name wrong. Oh, look at this. All done up like the house. They did this with the Enchanted by Nature pack as well. And I'm in love with that idea. That just makes me so happy. Same swatches, like the same wallpaper. I wish we had that picture though. I don't know why we didn't have that picture because that's gorgeous. Let's have a look at the other side of that. Ah! That is the cutest. Okay, I love that dollhouse. Life events. Okay, here we go. So with this, we have the Savvy Sellers Sale Table. So we saw this in the marketplace when we toured the worlds. And so this is something you can sell items from. Then we have the prestigious podium. So you can do speeches. Let's see what we can do. Whole press conference and recite. Okay. Interesting. So you can recite and hold a press conference with it. I'm losing my words. The Family Tree Compendium. Oh, and the gilded royal podium. Oh, so you can have like a royal podium for doing your speeches from. Ooh, that's cool. Now that's a locked item, so you get that with the level 7 of the noble career. I love that we got some locked items. I always like locked items. Ooh, that's cool. And then, yeah, the family tree compendium. Okay, let's have a look. And green, red, blue. There we go. Nice. Wonder if that has a gameplay feature as well. Research own family tree. There we are. Well, I love when like little decorations have a gameplay feature too. So, rubbish bins. We got the... Oh! Okay, I was complaining about the fact that we didn't get a new mailbox, and we absolutely did get a new mailbox. So, shush, Velvet. So, this is a little mailbox right here. Isn't that the sweetest? And look at the little colours on that. I love it. Look, it matches my door. Okay, and then we've got outdoor activities. What have we got? So we've got the Dumbali food store. So this is what we've seen out and about the world, and that sells the Dumbali food. We have the Bellacord food store. Same thing again. And then the Verdamar food stall. And the Ondarian food trade stall. Ah, okay. Right, the trade stall. So we've got the terracotta fountain pot. Isn't this cool? And we have the Noble Necessities shelf. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh, wow. Oh, I love this. This is going to look so beautiful in kitchens. And then we have the carved essence bench. So this is a little bench for sitting outside. Or at the end of your bed. I mean, whatever. Wherever you want to put it. And we have the Bodacious Boogie Bold Boat. Bougie. Sorry, not boogie. Bougie. So we have a boat that we can own. And look at all the beautiful colours on that. Perfect for seaside living. Obviously, we don't have space for that on our lot. And that, my friends, is that for the Bill Buy. Oh my gosh. Well, I want to say a big thank you to you all for watching and hanging out with me today. I know it's been a long one. There's been so much to go through. And I hope you've had fun just looking at all the new things and being as wowed as I am about it. So I will be putting out a whole lot of content around this pack. So I will have a lot of gameplay around the place and, you know, a gameplay series, and we'll check out lots of gameplay features and that sort of thing as well. And I'll be doing some building, some CAS. So yeah, keep coming back because I'm going to have some more content for you all, and I hope you guys have fun. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button for me, and I will catch you next time. Bye!